welcome to SARUSHOW, the one day of the week where we ask you guys a question, y'all answer, and we read it here together. Every other week here on the SARUSHOW on Saturday, we pose a question to you. This time around, we ask you guys, what is your guilty pleasure video game? Now, a guilty pleasure game is either like a game that you don't want other people to know that you like, right? Say like you're into Barbie or Hello Kitty and you don't want other people to know that you're playing those kinds of games, or a game that's just notoriously bad and you know that it's bad, but for whatever reason or another you like it and everybody else hates it. That's pretty much what we meant when we asked what your guilty pleasure game was, or pretty much any kind of game that you find pleasure in playing, but you would consider a guilty pleasure, like Steam Hearts or any other of your hentai games. I don't know, we'd have to ask Daniel what the other ones are, but you know, those kind of games that might be considered guilty pleasures. Alright, now before we get into the weekly question, we're going to go ahead and say hi to everybody. Also, the charm for this week's show is this character here. Her name is Annette. She's the reason I chose her is because she is from my guilty pleasure game, which is a game called Annette Futatabi. This game is fucking horrible, but for some reason I still play it. It's one of those like really badly programmed beat 'em ups, but I like it. I like the character. But the character did have one good game at least. El Viento, if you guys are familiar with El Viento, she's also from El Viento. Matthew! Welcome, Matthew! Thank you for your Sarumoji resub of 30 months. He says 30 months with Saru and Panda. How time has flown. For reals. Good lord, 30 months. 30 months. That's crazy. Almost 3 years now. Craziness. Craziness. Thank you very much, Matthew, for your continued support. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look and see who is here. Shut up, Apple Updates. Get out of here. No! Give me 1 second. Let me cancel. The Mac's trying to update itself. I don't want it to because every time it does, Streamlabs breaks. Alright, let's take a look and see who's here. Rovers is here. He says, let's go, T! Sweet like sugar. I'm borderline. And I'm borderline already pitched in towards the goal for this charm right here. Thank you very much. Before we go forward, basically what we do here every week for anyone who's new is we do a charm goal. And basically what happens is when you donate $20, you'll get your name on the back of the charm as a charm sponsor, as well as the charm itself. You could also just wait for the charm to hit our website. I'm Bobo, says free charm for Matthew Roach. Oh, isn't that sweet? Thank you. I'm borderline.
Thank you, I'm borderline.
Very cool. Very cool. And basically, you can wait till it hits SaruMar.com, and you can just get it there for $12 plus shipping. No need to actually give towards the charm goal. But it does help us get to the charm goal, which is good. Let's see who else is here. Sweet like sugar, scruffy looking RGB. Mackenzie is here. Ring Fit. Very cool. Let's see. And I think that is everybody. Mark Dell. Mark Dell is here. Hello, Mark Dell. Mark Dell and Matthew. Very cool. All right, you guys. I think I got everybody who said hi in the chat. Thanks, everybody, for stopping in. Let me change music, because I think we're going to get to, like, a bunch of random, like... Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Whatever, we'll just leave it on Kirby. Kirby is fine. Sticks is here. What's up, Sticks? How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in.
What's up, Famicom Collecting?
Famicom Collecting. How's it going? Nice to see you back here. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. All right. Let's go ahead and hop into the weekly question. We actually got 20 of them today, which is awesome. Because at first we didn't have very many, so now we have a few more, which makes me... It makes me happy. Alright, so last SARUSHOW, we asked you guys, what is your guilty pleasure video game? Number 1 comes to us from Cybergirl. Get ready for this answer, you guys. Cybergirl007 says, I really don't have a specific guilty pleasure video game, as most of my games are guilty pleasures. I'm guessing she has a large collection of hentai as well. Alright, let's see here. Marox is here. What's up, Marox? He says, will be very interesting to hear what people have written. Inu Base, welcome. He says, Annette. Welcome in, Inu Base. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Umberlane says, oh, there we go. Matthew wrote $20. He says, one charm for Rover to be sent to him for all his hard work that he has put into Yuki PC.
Aww.
Very cool. That's awesome. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate that. And yes, Rover has been working very diligently.
Very, very hard.
On the PC port of FX Unit Yuki. Very, very cool. Thank you very much. So much love in here tonight, you guys. It's very cool. Rover says, oh, thank you very much. Nice. Alright. Umberland says, I don't have any guilty pleasure games. I have no shame. Sin vergüenza, says I'm borderline. Nice. Alright. Number 2. What? I'm not sure what number 2 is. It says Paugi word search? Powgi word search. Is that a game?
Let's look it up.
Let's look it up. To the internets. We're going to see what that is. I'm not sure what that is.
I know, I saw that. I was like, what?
What does it mean? What does it mean? Sunny Sunday, says Inu Base. Ah, okay. So Paugi?
Word search by Paug.
By Paug.
It's an online game. Word search by Paug includes 300 puzzles you keep doing. Okay.
And apparently it's also for Nintendo Switch, it looks like. So
really?
That's cool. Yeah, it says there POWGI for Nintendo Switch.
Oh yeah, PS4, Wii U.
Oh, it's for all the things. Interesting. I've never heard of that. Never heard of it.
Yes.
Casimals, hello Casimals. Welcome to a Casimals. A Casameow. How are you? How are you today? Alright. Moving on. Did you get I think who else left one? Monkey Death left one in the Discord. Alright, number 3.
Sorry.
Number 3 comes to us. Number 3 comes to us. Lamau. Merch bot got flagged. Did it really? That's hilarious. I guess we have to set it as a moderator, probably.
Yeah.
Huh? You have to set, yeah.
There it is.
The thing's like, get out of here, spammer. All right. If anyone in the Saru crew has a video game soundtrack request, let us know and we'll play it. Right now we're just playing Kirby's Dream Land.
Dino Force is Saru's latest guilty pleasure.
Oh my god. It would have been a guilty pleasure if I enjoyed it, because it's a horrible game. I mean, I guess it's, I don't know. I don't want to talk too much shit about it. I personally hated it, but somebody out there, I think there's a lot of people out there who are already saying it's really good. I don't know. I thought it was not good. Sorry, Jesse, how are my 2 big guys? And they busted my eyes. Yeah, it gets flagged all the time. I didn't know that. I guess we have to add it to moderator. That makes sense, though. That's hilarious. Someone's guilty pleasure is the manhole. That's hilarious. Destructo Disc, what's up? Long time no see. How are you doing? How are you doing? It's a bit nipply here in Vegas, isn't it?
I'm foggy.
I do love the manhole, says Mark Dell. Yeah, it's strangely foggy outside today. It's weird. It's super weird. The manhole is hot, says Jesse. Okay, moving on. Number 3 comes to us from Mackenzie, Ring Fit Master. Mackenzie says, my guilty pleasure video game would have to be Who Framed Roger Rabbit on the NES, published by LJN. LJN, do I need to say more? Well, by going LJN standards, and I use that term loosely, this is probably one of the better ones compared to the other licensed trash by LJN. This one controls alright, the graphics, while not mind-blowing, get the job done, and the game is somewhat more faithful to its source material than other LJN games at the time. Should be noted that this game is made by Rare. Yeah, the Rare who made Battletoads, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, and Donkey Kong Country, whatever that means. Lol. Anyways, back to Roger Rabbit. One of the best things about this game is how satisfying it is to sucker punch everyone in the game. It's hilarious. It's like Falcon Punch before Falcon Punch, but probably the best thing about this game is the sexy Jessica Rabbit on the box art and the cartridge label. Can I just say, Judge Doom can go screw it? He's probably one of the hardest bosses ever on the NES. This game is stupid cheap nowadays, so it should be easy for anyone looking to add it to their 8-bit NES library. Now, please excuse me, I'm going to play the game and watch the movie side by side and slow down the movie to see if Jessica Rabbit is wearing anything under that dress when she flies out of the car. Bye for now. That was a thing, right? And like, the original like animated version, I guess, like people were like, oh, she's not wearing an underwear or something. If I remember correctly. That's interesting though. I didn't know that Roger Rabbit on the NES was made by Rare. But I did notice that as well, as far as the game being more playable than other LJN games. There's very few LJN games that actually fall under the playable label. I don't think any of them really. Like, Friday the 13th is horrible. Jaws is horrible. Nightmare on Elm Street was almost okay. I think Nightmare on Elm Street was actually playable if you had 4 people to play with you. It was pretty playable. But try playing it by yourself, and it's too hard. Alright, let's see. What are we saying in the chat? Never got what you were supposed to do in that game. Oh, and Roger Rabbit. Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do in that game either. Let's see. I liked Roger Rabbit back in the day, says Sticks. The hint phone number in the Who Framed Roger Rabbit NES game now goes to a sex hotline. Are you serious? That's hilarious. How funny is that? Cassia says, I has the Roger Rabbit Laser Discs. Nice! That's actually one I would like to own on Laserdisc. I try to get... There's a lot of animated ones I still need. Like, any Tom Bluth stuff would be cool. Tom Bluth. Don Bluth. Who the fuck is Tom Bluth? Don Bluth. Let's see here. I weirdly like WWF LJN games. I don't remember what those were like. They might have been good. Jaws was quite horrible. Yeah, Jaws sucked.
Marcel said he's coming to Vegas in 6 to 7 hours.
Oh wow! Okay, you're gonna be here quick. Sweet Like Sugar is gonna be here Thursday. She will be here.
But yeah, it's gonna be cold this week. It's gonna be in the 20s one day this week.
20s?
Yeah, like 29.
Jeez. It's already cold now. Let's see here. Sticks says Ranma One Half Hard Battle is a guilty pleasure. Not the best fighter, but I love it. I absolutely love that Ranma One Half. I like all the Ranma fighting games, and they're all kind of bad. The third one is okay. A lot of people like it better than the second one. I think the second one, which was released as Hard Battle here, is my favorite though. I feel like it has the most Ranma flair, if that makes any sense. It feels the most Ranma of all the Ranma fighting games, if that makes sense. Let's see here.
How are we gonna cope with 20 up weather?
I don't know. I'm not gonna go outside. I'm just not gonna go outside. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with it. I don't like cold weather at all. So that's probably the coldest that it's been here in years.
Yeah.
Because it snowed here like 6 years ago, I think, or something. And even when it was snowed here, it wasn't even that cold. It snowed for like a hot minute, and then it melted all away. But I don't know how I'm going to deal. Martel says, I'm going to bring a hoodie and make sure I have pants. Yeah, pants definitely helps.
Well, probably to you guys, people on the East Coast or Midwest, they'd probably be like, oh, this is nothing. That's just like, oh, it's
That's
cold.
true, yeah. For you guys who are from the cold, you're going to come here and be like, oh, this is fine. And we're like, so cold. It was 60 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny here today. People were getting Christmas trees and shorts. That's funny. That is funny. Let's see here. Matthew says Mark will bring all the snow to Vegas. No, we don't want snow. Destructor just says, yeah, about 5 years ago, I lived up in the mountains, so it snowed a lot near me.
Yeah, it was 5 years ago. Remember?
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like,
5 years. 2018, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
it snowed here.
It
snowed. I'll bring a snowball in carry-on. Don't wear a jacket till it hits 30 degrees.
Sweatshirt says it was 60 Fahrenheit and sunny here today. People were getting Christmas trees and shorts. Oh, you read that.
Yeah, we went out to eat. We just got back from dinner like 20 minutes ago, so I haven't even taken off my hoodie. Normally I don't wear a hoodie on the stream. We just came home, I sat down, it's like, all right, it's time to stream. Oh shit, sorry. Ooh. Ooh, just underwear maybe.
It sounded like you charged your sneeze.
I know. It was like
charging.
Bless
Elvis
you.
Roa.
Elvis Roa. Thank you, Mark and Matthew. All right, next one. Moving on. Number 4. Didn't leave a name, but this person said all of the My Little Pony games. Interesting.
Was that you, Brian Sibley?
Was that Brian Sibley? All right. Let's see here. Number 5 comes to us from GT Megaforce. That's Beakerman's. Beakerman says, I know it had a rough launch, but I just love playing Battlefield 2042. I've been playing Battlefield games since 1942. The original... Oh, okay, that's the name. I thought, like, literally since 1942. The original Desert Combat mod for 1942 was so much fun, and the series really improved with Battlefield 2. I used to play Call of Duty back in the day, but nowadays I can't really keep up with the young bucks. Anyways, I need my vehicular combat fix, and no game does it better for me than Battlefield. Wow, very cool. Which one was it with the big, like, controller where you had, like, all the things? Was that Battlefield? I know one of them did. Corbin says, good morning from Kyoto. Hello, Corbin. Welcome in.
Good morning.
Special sneeze cannon.
Yes,
that's what it felt like.
I'm charging my sneeze.
I'm charging my sniz.
Sniz.
All right, let's see here. Next one comes to us from who? Mark Dell. Mark Dell says, I have a weird amount of love for stunt race effects on the Super Nintendo. It runs at like 10 frames per second, and the control can be super touchy, but I am always amazed at how good that game looked and how bright and colorful everything is. Excuse me. I remember later levels have some great night tracks with your headlights lighting the way, and some rain effects. It all feels way more than the poor SNES should be able to handle. Perhaps it was too much, and that explains the terrible frame rate. But Stunt Race FX is still one of the first games I'll play when I have an SNES or an emulator in front of me, says Mark Dell. That's interesting because, yeah, Stunt Race FX is a game that looked pretty cool, right? Especially for its time, being able to, like, do those kind of, like, 3D graphics. But the game did play like ass.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people expected it to be a lot better in terms of, like, gameplay. But it ended up being way more unplayable than people thought it was going to be. So yeah, but it does look cool. This is actually a really good example, by the way, of an answer for this question. Is like a game that, you know, is a guilty pleasure game. You know it's bad, you still like it anyway. That's a great example of that. All right, let's see here. Steel Battalion, that's the one I'm thinking of. That's the Capcom one. Yes. From Capcom, had the massive controller. Steel Battalion. Let's see here. Did you read mine yet? I hope. I have not. We're barely on number 6, and we have like 20 of them.
We have 20 and a Merox answer. 20
and a Merox answer, which counts for another 20 probably. Let's see here. I had to play some more of that game right after answering that, just to make sure. Just to make sure it was as bad as you remember, but you still love it. That's how it is, right? Like, sometimes there's games that just play like absolute ass, and you still want to play them. That was the example with why I chose this charm. It's because of the game that comes to mind. 2 games come to mind that are my guilty pleasure games. Annette Again, which is what I used for the charm, and Hello Kitty World, which I put in the thumbnail. Growing up, I don't know that I would have wanted people to know I was in love with Hello Kitty World, but I really, really like Hello Kitty World for the Famicom. It's a lot of fun. It's like Balloon Fight, if Balloon Fight was like fun to play. Let's see here. Martel says, oh, he's talking to Ring Fit. Mariox's answer will take 7 hours to read, says Matthew. I wondered why Hello Kitty World was in the thumbnail. Yeah, Hello Kitty World is my other guilty pleasure game. That was my first guilty pleasure game before this one. I have more. I just couldn't think of any. Those were the two that came to my mind. Were Annette Again and Hello Kitty World. Let's see here. Scruffy asks, just curious, Jesse, where did you get that panda head? We got it at a grocery store, like 6 years ago, probably, right? Yeah, we got it at a grocery store. We have a chain here called Smith's, which is like the equivalent of Kroger elsewhere. Kroger owns them, and we walked in and we saw it, and I put it on, and my friend, who I used to live with in Australia, she bought it for me. She was here visiting. And just one day during the Saturday show, Jesse started putting it on. Because for those of you who were here long enough, Jesse used to be incredibly shy on camera. He would never like say anything. Whenever if he said something and somebody was like, "Who said that?" he would like get super quiet and not say anything. And then he like started like showing his hand, like his hand would like be in stream. And so he started little by little, and then like he started. He never appeared on camera. The panda head was a way for him to like appear on camera without putting his face on camera. And then he started doing what he's doing now, where he'll just like peek into the camera. But yeah, that's how the whole panda head started, is that he would just wear it on stream because he didn't want to be on camera. Let's see. Arcade Games is here. What is up? Welcome in, Arcade Games. How are you, sir? Saru, have you ever heard of Balloon Kid on the Game Boy? It's literally Hello Kitty World from NES. Even has the same music as Hello Kitty World. Insanely underrated game. If not, check out Balloon Kid. I did not know that. I always thought Balloon Kid was just like the balloon fight for NES. I had no idea it was basically Hello Kitty World.
Marcy says, wait, so Saru was supposed to be a panda?
Yeah, so like my friend had bought it for me because I saw it. I was like, this is funny, and I put it on. And the very first pictures that we ever took was me wearing that panda head. And then I only wore it like that one time, and then Jesse, then after that I never touched it again, and Jesse would put it on, and it would become his thing since we started streaming. It's just funny though, super funny. Let's see here, and Corbin says, and now he's a super famous YouTuber, super famous panda. Let's see, Arcade Games. I am also curious, since I didn't want to bring it up, but since Scruffy RGB brought it up already, Arcade Games, how is your game going? Let us know. Let us know any deets. He says, doing good. Game is around 90% done. That's awesome. I'm super excited. Super excited for your game. Oh man, no, Balloon Kid is Hello Kitty World. Even identical levels and music. That's hilarious. Oh my god, I gotta find Balloon Kid now. I gotta find it. Mark Dell, $20. It's Charm giveaway. Very cool. Thank you. Thank you, Mark Dell.
Where's the pandas?
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Put Mark's name down. So, what are you saying? That you want us to give away your charm? Great news, dude, says Scruffy RGB to Arcade Games. Marek says, just Google that Hello Kitty game. Looks legit. It's fun. It's a fun game. It's a fun game. But when I bought Hello Kitty World, it just happened to be one of the games that came in a 4-pack. I bought a 4-pack of Famicom games that Pony Toy Go Round in Little Tokyo in Los Angeles. And the games that came with it were Arctic, which was horrible, a game called Wits, which was kind of playable, Hello Kitty World, which I ended up loving, and the Kunio-kun game where they're in the feudal area. It's called Jidai something, Kunio-kun no Jidaigeki Zain Shugo or something like that. It's a really long name, but that's the one that I wanted in that whole pack, was the Kunio-kun game, and it was like $60, I think, for this 4-pack, because they used to discontinue games, or they would not discontinue them. They would clearance games at Pony Toy Go Round, and they would put 4 in a pack. And it was always like 3 shitty games that like nobody wanted to buy with one good game, and the good game was the Kunio-kun game. So I bought that 4-pack for 60 something bucks. And back then, for Famicom games, brand new Famicom games in a 4-pack, that was such a good deal. Let's see here. He says, I haven't donated for a giveaway in too long, says Mark Dell. Very cool. He says, give it away. Very cool. All right, so we're going to do a charm giveaway in the name of Mark Dell. In the name of Dell, we'll do a giveaway. Archie Gamer says, here's where you remind everyone of your game names. Don't know if it counts as a guilty pleasure, Saru, but it's Super Mario Brothers 2 counts as a guilty pleasure as it's completely different from what they got in Japan originally. I mean, I guess the guilty pleasure game really is like one's personal perspective too, right? Because like, if you're like, this Mario game totally fucking sucks because it's not like other Mario games, and then you play it and then you love it, right? But then you're like, why do I like it? It's so freaking different than other Mario games. Then I guess at that point it would be your personal perspective if you feel guilty playing it because of the fact that it doesn't play like other Mario games. So a guilty pleasure can be completely perspective as well, really depending on how you feel about the game. In my case, with Annette Futatabi, the reason why Annette Futatabi for me is a guilty pleasure is because I know the game is terrible. I know the game plays like ass, and it sounds like shit. And for some reason, I still go back and play it. So for me, it's a guilty pleasure. Though somebody out there might be like, "Oh, this game is fucking awesome," blah, you know. And so it really is perspective. Same thing with Hello Kitty World. For me, Hello Kitty, growing up when I bought Hello Kitty World and I played the shit out of it, I never played it in front of my friends. Like when my friends came up, I'm like, let's fire up the Famicom and play Hello Kitty World. You know, that wasn't something we did. So we'd always play like the games that was fun. Wits is pretty fun. One of your opponents flips you before the match. It's when you win, actually. When you win in Wits, like they do the flip off thing. But yeah, I would have never known about those games if it wasn't for whatchamacallit, me buying those like discounted Famicom things at Pony Toy Go Round. If anyone is from Los Angeles, let me know. Let me know if you remember like Yauhan Plaza and Pony Toy Go Round and those places. Those were like my childhood places. I absolutely fucking loved them. Ninku says, you ever play Hello Kitty RPG? Keropi? No, I have not. I didn't even know there was a Hello Kitty RPG. Though I'm not surprised. Very cool. Ninku, are you a fan of the anime too? There were games for Ninku. I think I have a Saturn fighting game for Ninku. I think. I don't know. I have so many games. It's always hard to like go back to my shelf and pick out a game. Let's see here. Rover says, I still remember Super Mario Bros. 2 US having this reputation for being unbeatable. I was at a friend's house one time, and he's like, no one can beat this game. And I'm like, hold my root beer, and showed him how, says Rover. Very cool. Very, very cool. Let's see. Cassius is talking to Roa. Matthew Roach says, same with Toilet Kids on PCE Friday. That game and Deep Blue are two most requested games. Those would be perfect examples of guilty pleasures if I enjoyed playing them, right? Like, Deep Blue is absolute ass. But, like, let's say I totally loved it, then that would be considered a guilty pleasure. Mackenzie says, it's guilty pleasure night. Will we see Rugrats? No! Jesse mentioned that too. Jesse was like, Rugrats would have been a guilty pleasure if I enjoyed it. Rugrats Charm. Rugrats is banned. It is banned.
We use Rugrats Charm and use Mark Dell's icons that he
I'm scared. It scares me. Ninkus has been getting interested in the characters lately. I've only ever seen like the one OVA that came out in the States. It was like a double pack too. It was like Poltergeist Report, which is what they call the Yu Yu Hakusho movie, and then it was like Ninku was like a pack-in. And that's the only Ninku I've ever seen. Is that OVA. And then I bought the game. Let's see here. What do we see? Corbin says Spider-Man Maximum Carnage is another guilty pleasure game. I know it's garbage, but I loves it. It's funny because I think a lot of people like it. A lot of people like that game, but a lot of people say it's not the greatest game. So yeah, that would totally be a guilty pleasure for you if you know it's ass, but you still enjoy it. All right, let's see. Did anyone ever request a soundtrack? Anyone in SaruPro have a soundtrack request? Let's see here. I mostly like what people consider bad games, and I feel guilty for none of them. One that really comes to mind is Sonic Spinball. Oh man, Sonic Spinball. Holy shit. That is for sure a guilty pleasure game. Another one for me is Sonic R. Even though Sonic R plays like absolute ass, I still enjoy playing it. And I really think it's the music. There are some games that you play, and I think like the music is like something that really gets you in. X Multiply soundtrack. Let's see if that's on this website. X Multiply.
Sonic Spinball.
Please be.
There he goes. Spinning everywhere.
X Multiply. It brought up R-Type 2. I'm guessing that's not it, is it? Maybe it's 2 words. Is it 2 words? Is it X and Multiply? There it is. Image Fight and X Multiply. Awesome. Here we go. I found it. It was 2 words. This is for I'm Bubble Lines. I'm Borber Lines. I'm Bulbous Lines.
I'm Bulbasaur.
I'm Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur. I actually like B.O.B. He says, oh my god. Now we're thinking of all the guilty pleasures, right? Oh man, you know what would have been cool? I should have picked Socket. There's a game, the Genesis game Socket. Everyone I show that game hates it, and it kind of plays like ass. That would have been a good guilty pleasure game to talk about. It's too late to change my answer, but that should have been the one I did. That would have been cool to do a charm. Do you guys know the game Socket? That's another guilty pleasure game of mine. But everyone I ever showed Socket to hated it. Like, this is just a shitty Sonic clone. This game fucking sucks. But I liked it, and the music in Socket was also really, really good. It had good music. The music in Socket was great. Let's see here. Ninku says, I love the music in Sonic R. I still remember hearing the music playing in my local Toys R Us at a kiosk when I was younger. That's mostly what got me to buy it. How funny. I totally remember those Saturn kiosks with Sonic R playing in them. In California, there was a few Toys R Us when they were trying to push that game. Sonic R was in their kiosks for it, which is hilarious. Corbin says, just thought of another one. That unicycle racing game. Oh my god. That one is pretty fucking awful. That one actually is kind of like, it tried to be like another Sonic clone, right? It tried to be like really fast, as well. It's like a Sonic clone with a unicycle. It actually runs right on the Mister too. Which one? The unicycle game? Let's see. I played the crap out of that. Out of the unicycle game? That's hilarious. That is our favorite dodo bird is here. Give me one second. Alright, let's get back to the weekly question. Give me 1 second. Number 7. Number 7 comes to us from Screw the Net. Screw the Net says, all of it. Video games is a pleasure unto itself and no guilt, no judgment. All of it is just so glorious. Happy, holy days to everyone, says Screw the Nets. Let's see. We had Unirally contest. Seriously? Dynamite Ducks for Amiga is a whole other game that is not for kids when you hack it. Man, Dynamite Ducks would definitely be a guilty pleasure on the Master System because that game sucks. And I loved it. I loved Dynamite Ducks. I think in my case though, I really liked the arcade game for Dynamite Ducks a lot. And so when it came to Master System, I didn't care. I wanted to play it. Bushin Ryukat says, driving 40 minutes to home. Please be my safe guide till I make it. Laughter is relaxing, says Bushin Ryukat. Very cool. All right, we'll get home safely and no texting and driving. And but thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. And if you're lurking in here while you're driving and listening, very cool. I appreciate that. And make sure you join us when you get home. Join us in chat when you get home, Mr. Bushin Ryu Cat. Martel says, I didn't know it was on the Master System. I'll have to check that out. It's pretty shitty, but like, I think for the Master System at the time, it was like an early Master System game. So it wasn't too bad. If you were already a fan of Dynamite Ducks for the arcade, then I think you could stomach it. But if you're like a new player playing this game, you're like, this is like super cartoony, shitty Double Dragon. Pinbot for the NES is a guilty pleasure. Alien Crush over Devil's Crush 2 says Sticks. Pinbot. I didn't know Pinbot was an NES game. That's interesting. I had no idea. I used to play that in the arcade, but I had no idea that it was an NES game. Excuse me. Super Mario Special by Hudson. Is that the PC one? PC Mario's? I'll take my ducks where I can get it, says Mark Dell. Very cool. Alright, speaking of Mark Dell, we're going to do a charm giveaway today, courtesy of Mark Dell. I think Jesse is setting it up right now. He's doing a Gleam giveaway, and anyone can enter to win a charm. To win any charm you want on sarumaru.com, you can pick whichever charm, courtesy of this fine fellow right here, Mark Dell. Mark Dell, thank you very much. Alright, let's see here. Used to love Roston on Sega Master System since it never got a better conversion. Yeah, I liked Roston on the Sega Master System. It had the music and everything. Like that stage 1 music in Roston is like it does the things for me. I really like it. Even on the Master System, which the Master System version obviously didn't sound as good as the arcade version of Roston, but the Master System version of it still had the feels for me. Inu Base says, gotta go now. See you later, everyone. Take it easy, Inu Base. Thank you for stopping in and take care. I really appreciate you stopping in. Hopefully you can make it again here next show. We're doing these Saturday shows every other Saturday because to give me time to catch up with work. So next Saturday we won't be here, but the Saturday after next we will. Everyone and their grandmother in Europe knew New Zealand story. What do they call it? I think it came out on NES as Kiwi Craze, didn't it? Didn't they call it Kiwi Craze? I know they called it Kiwi Craze somewhere. And I want to say it was NES. I believe. Alright, moving on. Number 8. Give me 1 second. Let me get to the dock. Number 8 comes to us from Rovers. Marilyn Mon Rovers says, having a guilty pleasure would assume I feel guilt for playing a game, which I never do. But if I were to go by the ridiculous nature of the phrase based on such ludicrous ideas, it would probably be Hunipop, as it's a match 3 game all about sex, which is so taboo in today's society still, to this day. Because who cares about the most human part of humanity, am I right? As opposed to thousands upon thousands of video games all about murder and inflicting suffering, which is just a-okay within that same society, says Marilyn Monroe. I know, isn't that like, that's always a thing that, like, I don't know, like, how much I want to talk about it in the public space, because people are like, you're a fucking pervert, but it's like, people have body parts and do things with them, so it's like, I don't understand why sex is so taboo here, but it is. It's so funny because, like, compared to like here, right, people don't talk about like those kind of things in like normal conversation. You just don't bring that up. But we were in Mexico. First off, every joke is phallic in nature. Like, every joke leads to the penis at one point or another. It all goes back around and revolves back to the penis. All jokes are phallic. Let's see here. Sex is something that is not. It's not seen as taboo. You can go, like, we were walking by and there's just like at the sex shop. There's like adult stuff just like hanging out in the windows. Notice how like that number always like fluctuates when we start talking about stuff like that. All right, we'll stop. But anyway, yeah, I totally agree with you, Rover, on that. It's so ridiculous. That's Alberto. ¿Cómo estás? Está chido tu reloj. ¿Te diste cuenta? Mira, es un Sega Saturn.
That's fine.
Mira, y hasta se abre. Hasta se abre. Y adentro tiene... ¿Qué juego es este? Virtua Fighter 2. Tengo también uno blanco. Y el blanco, adentro del blanco, tiene el de Sakura Wars 2. Este tiene Virtua Fighter 2. Y el blanco tiene Sakura Wars 2. Aquí está el blanco. Thank you. El blanco tiene...
I love watch sound effects.
Las monas chinas. But yeah. It's so funny though, like people how it is here, you know, with stuff like that. Scruffy says, "Ha! Got to get me to Mexico. In Japan, oh, I missed it. Oh no, there it is. In Japan, a kid could put his finger in his friend's bum and nobody bats an eye." Oh, that's right. They do the cancho. Cancho is totally okay. También mira, Alberto, tengo el de Play 1. Este es los de Play. No los he abierto todavía, solo abrí los de Saturn porque los uso. Y me encantan, están re chido, bien chido. Let's see here. I love the watch sound effects. I know, it's like... I feel like Penny in Inspector Gadget. Están bien chidos, ¿verdad? Era un set de 4. Están bien chingones. Me los compró Jesse para Navidad o mi cumpleaños. No me recuerdo. What was it for? You bought them for me.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas? Last Christmas?
Your
Or,
birthday.
no, my birthday.
Your birthday.
Yeah, era para mis cumpleaños. Jesse got them for me. El saca cacas lo hacen en Japón. Así eso le dicen el saca cacas. Siempre mi papá me decía, ¿cómo se dice en español el papel higiénico? Y digo, ¿cómo? Saca caquita. Ah, pinche viejo, no mames. Why only 10 likes? People hit that like button, says Corbin. Yes, thank you, Corbin, for pointing that out. I appreciate it. Please hit that like button. It helps out. It helps out.
Penny Inspector Gadget was a hero of mine.
Dude, Penny was the show. It was Penny and then Brain, and Inspector Gadget was just kind of there, right? But like, everybody knew Penny was the star of that show. Come on now. Come on now. Penny is the one who always did everything.
Would have been dead.
Yep, if it wasn't for Penny and Brain, Inspector Gadget would have been dead 80 times over. Mackenzie says, I'm punching the like button, but it's not getting any higher. Pero Alberto, ese chiste también me hace recordar de otro. Mi papá decía, ¿cómo se llama el Kleenex para la nariz? En japonés, y le digo, ¿cómo? Dice, saca mojito. Pinches chistes. Speaking of which, Leisure Suit Larry 7, Love for Sale is a guilty pleasure too. Man, they're still making those Leisure Suit Larry games? I remember seeing ads for those Leisure Suit Larry games ever since I was a kid. Bobby's World. That was such a fun show. Wasn't that also a horrible game? I think that was also a terrible game. Destructor just says, is there a difference between that Saru Crew membership and the Patreon membership? Basically, Patreon... Oh, like in this chat, it's I think $1.99, and it gets you access to the icons, but it also gets you access to our Discord, which is private. And it's private for many reasons, because I've seen how like Havoc is like, people like run amok sometimes in Discords that are public, and I feel like ours is super active the way it is because of the fact that it's private. But either one, Patreon grants you access to the Discord. Membership here also grants you access to the Discord. It doesn't matter. And once you're in the Discord, you're in the Discord forever. Also, even if something comes up financially where you can't support anymore, you'll still have access to the Discord. Sorry, Cord is best Cord. This is Corbin. ¿Cómo se dice electricista en japonés? A ver, ¿cómo? ¿Cómo se dice? Because he says, Saru, I have Leisure Suit Larry games physically. Dice, yo quito foquito. Ese no lo había escuchado. Yo quito foquito. I had Leisure Suit Larry games physically from Europe. The publisher never released them physically in North America because North America wanting to be politically correct. That's true. Inspector Gadget has one of the best cartoon themes of all time. It really does. That's because it was written by Shuki Levy, I think. Shuki Levy, dude, he wrote like all of the best like music back when I was a kid, right? Like he did the Heathcliff theme, he did Inspector Gadget, he did He-Man. I believe he also, I want to say, did he do Power Rangers too? Because him and Haim Saban, Haim Saban and Shuki Levy were like the dream team, right? So I don't know if he did Power Rangers, because I know Saban produced Power Rangers. But yeah, Shuki Levy did like so much good music for stuff when I was a kid. Matthew says Inspector Gadget would not have been made if it wasn't for a canceled Lupin the 8th set in space with Lupin as a teenager. I don't know anything about that. You'll have to elaborate on that one. Elaborate. Look at those icons. That's right. See, Famicom Collecting is a member of the channel. That reminds me, I need to send, I don't know if you've gotten the link to the Discord. If you have not, let us know and we can send you a link to the Discord. The voice of Bobby's World, Howie Mandel, also voiced a bear in a musical children's game for Windows 95. Toonland, a very 90s weird kids game. Really? That's interesting. I never knew that. That is hilarious. Mark Dell says, weirdest part of my previous life as a journalist is interviewing Al Lowe from Leisure Suit Larry. He's a real character. Wow, that's cool. What was he like? Just really out there? Destructor just says, is there I already answered that. Just making sure I don't miss any comments. Mackenzie says he's punching the like button. Also, Chuck Lord did TMNT theme. Very cool. Yeah, that's another person who did a lot of stuff, right? For different shows and stuff. I'm not too familiar. He's a real comedian. He feels like he's really the guy out of time, like a lot of missing the old Sierra days. Very cool. That's awesome.
Hello, Ghost. What's up?
Hello, Ghost. Welcome on in. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Very cool. All right. Next one comes to us from... did I do Corbin? No, I didn't. Number 9 comes to us from Corbin in Japan. By the way, just for those of you coming in, last week's question was, what game is your guilty pleasure game? Oh! We just got a pledge on Patreon. Very cool. Thank you, Jerry, for the $20. That is SaruPro Elite status right there. Just in time, because we're about to send out SaruPro Elite stuff. So that immediately gets you SaruPro Elite stuff. By the way, I need to mention to you guys, I am moving. I'm moving around when we're doing the Saru Print Club stuff, and what contents are going to be in it in terms of prints. So going forward, we're sending out this week. We're sending out last month's Print Club box, and we're pushing Print Club to January. So around like from January 15th towards the end of January is when we're going to start sending out the boxes, all the Print Club stuff. So all of the prints will be going out in mid-January to the end of January. So you'll receive them between mid to end of January. Print Club stuff. Also, Panda Box is also going to go out in January. So it's going to be every quarter in January. From January, February. What were the dates? Do you remember? We wrote them down. It was January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and then January, April, October. I'm sorry. January, April, July, and October are when Saru prints. Can you lower that just a bit? For some reason, this track is like crazy loud. That's when we're gonna send out the stuff. So we're moving stuff around. This time around, it's a Streets of Rage themed. Going forward in 2023, 2 of the prints will be SaruPro related stuff. So that's gonna be like FX Unit Yuki prints that we've never made, like stuff We have like large res image files that we used in the game that we're going to use as prints. It'll be 2 prints of SaruPro related stuff and 1 fan art. So it'll be like 1 fan art piece of whatever game you guys decide you want a fan art piece of. That way I'm also focusing more on 1, FX Unit Yuki 2 activities. Because I'm going to be doing FX Unit Yuki 2 related stuff. Starting in 2023, I'm gonna go hard on FX Unit Yuki 2 stuff. So you guys are gonna be getting FX Unit Yuki 2 related art. When Rover starts to work on Lucretia stuff again, you'll get a couple prints of Lucretia related art. If it's okay with Rover, I think he said it was okay. We talked about it already.
Also, elite people can have a chance to see behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, so elite people are gonna get to see like behind the scenes FX Unit Yuki stuff. That we'll put in with your elite stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Like extra.
And even on Discord too.
Yeah, and on Discord. So
you'll be the first people to see what we're doing.
You scared me when you said January. I thought you were going to be saying you guys in Print Club, your prints will arrive in a year. No. It just means that the first one will be in 2023. The first one will be in January, and then the next one will be in April, and then July. And then October, and then back again to January. So it's every quarter, basically. It's every quarter. And we were late with this last print club, but we're gonna start sending them out this week. So anybody who joined print club, which is $5 or more, will get your 3 prints. If you join before next week, you'll get them. Basically, as long as anybody joins before we send them anyway. Because you automatically go on that list. Let's see here. We want nudes with the panda head for the next print club. That's on the OnlyFans. That's onlypandas.com. Onlypandas.com. But anyway, all right. So you guys know. Thank you for joining Patreon. To let me see who.
Jerry subs.
Jerry.
He just re-uploaded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So. Very
cool. Well, thank you for rejoining. Oh, Dynamite Ducks music. Did someone request that?
Yeah, from Borderline.
How funny.
That's the only one I can find on...
That's fine. It's the same music. I loved this music from this. Let's see here. Adults only panda tier. To cover the sensitive areas, we will have to Cheeto bags in those... We'll put Cheeto bags in them. This music is so good. Yeah, I love this theme music in Dynamite Ducks. It's hilarious. Compelos.com. Oh, this was free, by the way.
Thank you, Matthew Rush. Said we don't want to join via Patreon. You can always join through
SaruMar.com. Yep, you can go to SaruMar.com and join that way if you don't like Patreon for whatever reason. Because Patreon, some people don't like it. And that's perfectly fine. We actually get majority of what people donate or what people sign up for if you do it on SaruMar.com versus Patreon. Patreon takes a bigger chunk of it, but Big Cartel takes only what we pay for the store. We already pay for Big Cartel. We pay a flat $20 for the month, and that covers the shop. That covers everything. We pay $20. And it never goes up, it never goes below that. So regardless of how much we make, we always pay that $20. So everything that we get we get 100%. So where Patreon takes, I think, 30% or 40% now. I don't remember how much they take. I don't remember how much Patreon takes, actually. I don't know. Let's see here. It's such an unoffensive little tune. The game itself, it is. Alberto says, hi, Reigns, sí. Y más que tengo la garganta bien seca. Alright, let's see here. Next one. Gosh, oh no. Good thing that was not open yet.
What's next?
Well, because I'm trying to get to the list. Let's see here. Next one comes to us from Corbin in Japan. Corbin says, I don't know if it's a guilty pleasure, but I bought Parasite Eve because there were rumors that it had nudity in it. But after playing it for a few hours, it turned out to be an awesome game. After you got used to the tank controls. I would definitely play a remake or reboot of the series if it came out. Did you like Third Birthday? Did you enjoy Third Birthday?
Sex chat 69 sites.
What? Oh, did that just happen to come in?
Yeah.
Just in time. Just in time for the sex talk. Sex chat 69. That's hilarious. ¿A qué dirección se mandan las cartas con la respuesta? Ah, para lo que estamos haciendo todos los sábados, tenemos un link que se llena. Déjalo pongo aquí. Can you find the link to the weekly question?
Yeah.
Todas las semanas, cambia todas las semanas, pero si en YouTube, si vas a la sección que dice Community, yo ahí lo pongo antes del show, antes de que comience el show, ahí lo pongo. ¿Eso es lo que estás preguntando? No sé si te entendí. Si no te entendí, pues perdón. Looks like Panda's OnlyFans Club is here. So sweet like sugar. Ooh. Sorry. Excuse me. This is the boss music.
I sent one. That's Google.
Ajá, sí, ese es el... We'll just link that one.
Okay.
For now, I think that's easier. Este es el de esta semana, el que estamos leyendo ahorita es ese. Pero todas las semanas lo ponemos, yo en veces lo pongo en Twitter, en veces no, en veces se me olvida, pero lo pongo en el tab de la comunidad, en YouTube. No sé cómo se dice en español, pero en inglés es Community. Y todas las semanas ahí lo pongo. El link que acabamos de poner ahí es el de esta semana. Mackenzie says, looks like the stream bot misspelled Saru's name. I was like, who is Arumaru?
Or Sarumaru.com.
Arumaru.
I think I copy and pasted that one wrong on Stream Elements.
Arumaru is Saru's evil twin. Parasite Eve 1 and 2, my favorite console games. Yeah, I have Third Birthday. I have a loose copy of it, but I haven't really gotten through it. Maybe one day I'll play it. Ara Maru. Ara. Let's see. All right, next one. Who did I do? Corbin? Yes, we were talking Parasite Eve. Number 10 to Guilty Pleasure Games comes to us from Reluctant Hero. Reluctant Hero says, my guilty pleasure video game is Fortnite. That's right. I'm a FCC. Filthy Closet Casual.
Oh no.
I started playing 2 years ago at my daughter's request during the year of distance schooling. We ended up having a great time playing as a duo, and that prompted my wife to join in too. So now all 3 of the squad up on the weekends and play trio matches in the zero build mode. I play on my Xbox Series X, my wife plays on the PlayStation 5, and our daughter will play on either our Switch or our Xbox Series S in her room. We usually play on Friday and Saturday nights, an hour or two after dinner. And yes, we buy 3 of every seasonal battle pass, and we aim to unlock all the goodies by getting each of the 3 accounts to at least level 100. It's been a fun game to play through as a family, but I will admit that it cuts heavily into my retro and RPG gaming time. But for the sacrifice, it's worth it. With all that said, I'm looking forward to hear all about everyone else's guilty pleasures. Oh, and one last thing. Big shout out to Sweet Like Sugar for making this dope Google form. Thank you, Sweets. Alright, I'm done, and I'm a ghost. Reluctant Hero. Yes, by the way, you guys, this Google form that we're using, the new format that we'll eventually migrate to, this week only one person used Gleam, which is good.
No, a lot more people use Gleam.
Oh, a lot of people?
Yeah, I remember, because everyone was doing it today, so...
Oh, never mind. A lot of people are still using the Gleam. So we'll have both for a while, but we eventually want to move over to Sweet Like Sugar's Google form, just because it's better.
It was like half and half. Yeah.
It is better. It is betterer. But, yeah, for now we'll still use both of them. I think throughout the rest of this year, we'll use both Gleam and the Google form. In 2023, we're going to stop using Gleam entirely because it's antiquated and it's dumb and it has a bunch of questions like follow and blah, blah, blah. And everyone who's here is regulars, so everyone's already following. Let's see here. Rovus Rose says, "How dare you, hero? You are no longer my hero." He's like, "What do you mean, Fortnite?"
Sorry, Fortnite Switch streams. Nope, never will never work.
Nope.
Not harmony playing games with a family, says a borderline. If Saru ever played Fortnite, I think my heart would be able to handle it, says Ring Fit Master.
You'll be fine, because I have no intentions of ever playing.
Destructive, this is I downloaded Fortnite once. Solid people building things like a light speed while fighting off attack at the same time. I figured I was too old to learn enough to...
These young whippersnappers! Yeah. Stick says, I played Fortnite once. Fall Guys is legit fun. Yeah, I see a lot of people playing Fortnite. It's really popular amongst a lot of the Spanish-speaking YouTubers that I watch. A lot of them play Fortnite. I probably will never play it, but that's just because it's not my thing.
Fall Guys sounds like a cool game.
Yeah, it looks fun.
I really want to play it.
It looks like a fun game. It looks fun.
We should play that one time.
Yeah. Unless someone ports Fortnite to PC Engine. Yeah. It's one of those things where I'm like, I've just, like newer games, like just don't really do it for me. But,
we're going to do Gachapon soon.
Oh yeah, Gachapon. And we also have Mark's giveaway to do also. Mm-hmm. So we're doing Gachapon tonight and Mark's giveaway tonight.
So, you can do that now. Which one?
Let's do the Gachapon.
Okay.
We'll do Gachapon next. Or let's you guys decide. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to do Mark's charm giveaway, or should we do Gachapon right now? Odds are good right now too, because a bunch of people just left. We went from like 25 to 15, so that'll bode well for the odds. That would be good for the odds. Less people means better odds. Better odds. And we are at 19 likes. Thank you for the likes, people. I really appreciate it. I always forget to ask people to hit the like button. I'm kind of, I don't know, like, I don't like to ask for it. But thanks to Corbin for mentioning it. That's because we started talking about Fortnite. Oh, you're probably right, actually. Yeah, we dropped quick. People were like, what the fuck? We don't come here to talk about Fortnite. Jesse, stop it. Stop molesting Gacha-kun. Alright. Let's see here. Ringfit Master says Mark's Gachapon. Those are two different things. It's one or the other. It's Gachapon or Mark's Charm. Stop stuffing Gachapon. Stop it.
Okay.
Alright. So we have two for Gachapon. 2 for Gachapon, and I think, I don't know what.
3 for Gachapon.
No, Mackenzie said Mark's Gachapon.
Oh.
That is both things. Gachapon. All right, Gachapon it is. We're gonna do Gachapon. We have 3 for Gachapon. That's good enough. All right, you guys. Everyone who, if you entered, lucky you. If you didn't, it's too late. It is too late. We're going to do the Gachapon giveaway right meow. Carmen says, gotcha, gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha. Alright, you guys, here we go.
The winner is Famicom Collecting.
Oh, Famicom Collecting.
Are you here?
You do have to be here for the Gachapon because it's an interactive thing. You gotta pick a number.
Set a timer for 1 minute.
You gotta be here for that. Famicom Collecting.
You got 1 minute.
Hopefully he hears his name if he's watching. Famicom Collecting. Are you here?
We want the sex.
We want the sex. Famicom Collecting. Please be here. It's always like, it's heartbreaking when a new person wins and then they're not here. I'm like, oh no. I want them to be here so bad.
What's up, Jedi?
Jedi.
You said a what?
A what? A what? Famicom Collecting. Earth to Famicom Collecting.
I screenshot this thing just in case he's...
Famicom Collecting. Are you here? Famicom Collecting. Ah, he's here!
He's here!
Very cool, yay! With like 10 seconds to spare. Awesome. Alright, here we go. Now, Famicom Collecting, I think he is fairly new, so he might not know the rules. There it is. There's the timer. Alright, so you just won the Gachapon giveaway. Basically, the way it works is you get 4 coins. We have 4... What the hell are these coins?
4 big coins.
4... Why are the nickels here?
You can use nickels.
Oh, the nickels work?
Uh-huh.
Alright, we have got 4 100 yen coins right here. The number that you pick will correspond to the coin and the prize that comes out of Gachakun right here with Jesse doing Vanna White Hands. So pick a number between 1 through 4. And that's what you get. People who are members of the SaruPro, everyone knows that people who are members of the SaruPro Elite get to pick whichever prize that comes out. But the big prize still has to land on the coin that you pick, even if you're Elite. But SaruPro Elite people also get 2 extra balls. So all of those people who are part of SaruPro Elite, you guys know that the number is only for the big prize. You pick whichever prizes you want of the regular prizes, and you get 2 extra balls. 2 extra balls. No 5. There is no 5. There's only 1 through 4.
That time I was in your live stream. I have to do that again in the future. It says no mic gaming.
Oh, I know. We went to Retro City Games. I'll let you know. Do you want me to let you know next time?
Too, remember?
Yeah, and you. Yep. Jinai is he's good help during lives with these things. I appreciate it. But I'll let you know when we do one at Retro City if you wanna come by, assuming you're not busy. Right now I have no immediate plans, but I need to talk to Doug and see when I'm gonna do our next game hunt. We're gonna do our first game hunt. Will probably not be until 2023.
Yeah, the first month.
Yeah, we're gonna do it in January. I think our first game hunt for next year will be in January at the new Retro City Games location. So those of you who are members of the SaruPro, basically I go and I buy games for you. You do have to be part of some sort of print club to participate. That means like $5 and up tier. And you basically, I shop for you. I go to the place live. We do a live. Basically, we do a live and we shop for games. You guys tell me, oh, I see a game I want. And I go back to the game. I show you the condition that it's in because it's all done live. Are we starting already?
Yep.
Ah, okay. I wasn't aware.
Huh?
I wasn't aware. I was in the middle of my
you can go.
Patreon spiel. All right,
go.
Let's do this first. All right, ball number 1. Ball number 1. What number did he pick? I don't even know
4.
what's happening. 4. Okay. Ball number 1 is this one right here. This is a Polywhirl.
Got stuck.
Got stuck. That happens. There we go. All right, ball number 2.
Oh, we need to match the coins.
Ball number 2 is this die-cast Halo pin. It's very heavy. It's very heavy. All right, ball number 3. Ball number 3 is this right here. Give me 1 second, Jesse.
No, it's okay.
All right, here we go. Ball number 3. Ball number 3 is this. You get to pick one of these two. It's a Tanjiro or the other girl from Demon Slayer. What was her name? I forget her name. I don't remember.
Since he's not Patreon or anything, yes, this one says.
All right, here it is. Ball number 4. Ball number 4 is what you get. And it is a Sailor Mars. I don't know what this is, like an acrylic keychain. Hard acrylic keychain. This is your price. Is a Sailor Mars keychain. It's not focusing very well. Alright, you can take away the camera.
I like this.
Take away the camera.
I'm gonna put it right here.
Ah, gotcha. There it is. I don't know if that's any more clear. But that is your prize.
Go like
Congratulations.
Like this.
Congratulations. There it is. Now you can see it. There it is. Super cute. And we have one more giveaway to do as well. And we also have the video game giveaway. Every couple weeks when we do these, we do a video game giveaway simply by answering the weekly question. And that video game giveaway, we have a box full of games. You guys get to pick whichever game you want from that box. And that is also a chance win, just like all of the wins here. Very cool. All right, and next we have the charm giveaway in a little bit.
Also explain the reason why he didn't get to pick.
I was getting to that.
No.
Before we started.
Do it now. That way he'll know.
I know. So basically, what it is when you're a member of the SaruPro Elite, are the ones who can pick, right?
Yep.
SaruPro Elite people can pick whichever prize is. But I explained that. I was in the middle. Of that when you started. Sailor Mars, she's beautiful, says Mackenzie. Mars the Ray. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and move on. Did I miss anybody's thing? All right, here we go. Number 11. Number 11 comes to us from Randrick. For those of you just coming in, last week we asked you guys, what is your guilty pleasure game? And we got a bunch of answers last minute, which is awesome. Number 11 comes from Randrick. Randrick says, that's a difficult question. I never played anything I would hide from others. I could say Knights of Azure. I played this years ago, and this game has a lot of Yuri vibes. There's the level up room where the main character is almost not wearing anything. So I was in that room and my girlfriend came in to ask me something, and she saw this and was like, what are you playing? I replied, it's not what you think, I swear, as a joke, lol. I did play a few virtual novel / adventure games with romance and like Tokimeki Memorial back in the day, but I did not really talk about it to anyone. I would have had more exciting answers if it had been anime, but as I said, when it comes to games, I really don't play anything that I want to keep a secret, says Randrick. That's funny, though. For those of you who don't know, Yuri is the Japanese term for like girl-on-girl relationships in stuff. So there's like Yuri, and then there's yaoi, which is boy-on-boy relationships. I bought a game on Switch and it was Yuri, so I bought more. What was it? Famicom Collecting says it will go great with my keychains I just got from you. Nice. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we just.
That's right. We just shipped those. We just shipped those. Wednesday.
This week.
Tuesday or Wednesday. We shipped them out, so you should be getting those soon. Thank you for that, by the way. Thank you for the support on sarumaru.com. I really appreciate it. Those were all the Valis ones, right? Did you get like all the Valis girls, I believe? Maybe? Was that you? I hope that was you. Because now I don't remember. Sorry, I'm like thrown off right now for some reason. Mackenzie says, I have a ton of waifu games, Saru, for my Switch, but I keep them in a very safe place. It's mostly for protection from Daniel. He's gonna steal your hentais.
Yeah, it was all the Valis.
Yeah, okay, that was you. Yeah, all of the Valis girls, I got them Thursday. Very cool. Oh, this last Thursday? Okay, then we...
No, it was last week then. We sent them Saturday, I think.
I don't know, but I think you should be getting them soon. All right, what was the next soundtrack? Someone said Nier Automata. I think that was Styx, right?
Oh yeah, it was delivered already.
Oh, it was already delivered. Did you get them already? Week. It says it was delivered
on the 18th.
Why is there's no Nier? I guess Nier's not on here. Huh, interesting. I wonder why Nier soundtrack is not on. Maybe it's too new. Might be too new of a game.
Famicom Collecting, can I use the same address you got the charms from? Because I was going to send you an email today. I was gonna send you an email for
your charm. Can we just send it to the same address? All right. Is there another soundtrack that anybody wants? Stick said Nier Automata. KH Insider doesn't have any of the Nier, unless I wrote it wrong.
No, I think that's how you spell it. Nier.
Nope, they don't.
Far.
It's mostly retro soundtracks here. Up to like PlayStation 2 and stuff. Some PS3. I don't know. It's kind of random what they have on here. So
It is kind of random. Huh?
sometimes, yeah, sometimes they don't have like some old stuff too. So okay, all right. Nurse Love Obsession was a game. A2 game collecting on one physical Switch game. You know what I recently got that's in my mailbox still that I need to go get is Yudo Kill. Yudo Kill looks cool. It's like a virtual novel with whatchamacallit, shmup elements in it. I didn't think. Any Zelda game. Okay, we'll do Zelda and then Melty Blood. Zelda. Zorolda. Who is Princess Zorolda? There we go. There we go. There we are. So soft. Oh yeah, I bought the Valis collection too. Hot-blooded teen girl fighting. I didn't get the new one. I totally missed out on it. Was there a CD with the second one? Maybe that's why I didn't get it. Was there no CD soundtrack with the second Valis collection? I don't remember.
Man.
I'll punch you in your face, panda. Panda jerk.
What did I do?
No CD with the second Valis. Okay, maybe that's why I didn't get it.
Oh, you can't see the camera.
They can't see you. Right, no CD. Okay, so I'm guessing that's why I didn't buy it. Because I was like, why did I not buy it? It must have not come with a CD. Why the fuck didn't they pack a CD in with that? What's the whole point? What is the point then? I think I bought the first one though. I think the first one came with a CD thing. And that's how they suckered me in. I hate censorship. Anime titties for all, says Rover. That, and it didn't have Valis X for Daniel. I know, when are they going to add Valis X to these collections? We all want it. Where's Valis X? Alright, moving on. Next question to our weekly question, which was, what is your guilty pleasure game? Oh, this one is super long. Must be Marox.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, it's Marox. Oh, this was super long. Alright. The new Valis collection came with a non-painted figure. Ew, gross. Yeah, like, those garage kits, they're like, for me, they're lost on me, because I'm not going to fucking sit and paint this stupid thing. It needs to come painted. Put that on that side, please.
No.
You know.
And it's mine, you know.
It's yours, yes. Saru Gunpla building SARUSHOW stream. I've only built like some of those SD ones and I never even finish them. I always build them halfway and then I'm like, I'm bored. I get bored. Yeah, I paid way too much for that thing. For the figure? Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, those things are expensive. Garage kits. Alright, here we go. I need to breathe. Of course I get to this one when I get all flustered.
Skip down to the last then.
Yeah, I'll read his later because I'll read it after. I'll make sure to go back. All right, number 13 didn't leave a name, but this person says any games from the Senran Kagura series or Hyperdimensia Neptunia. Hyperdimension Neptunia. Very cool. I wanted to get into the Neptunia games only recently because someone's like, hey, FX Unit Yuki reminds me of Neptunia. And I was like, huh, maybe I should check it out. And I didn't really know the concept because it's not really obvious right off the bat. But like once you start playing the game, like 2 seconds, you realize that they're all like console girls also. So that's kind of like how FX Unit Yuki was with like console girls. I have yet to I started playing the first one and then I stopped because I think I had it on a hard drive on my PS2 and it's kind of a pain to get it all like going. But I do need to play more of Neptunia. I have the only Neptunia game that I officially own is Neptunia versus Sega Hard Girls. And the only reason I got that game is because the Sega Hard Girls were in it. And I love Sega Hard Girls. If you guys don't know what Sega Hard Girls is and you enjoy everything Sega, watch Sega Hard Girls, you know. And if you like anime too, because if you don't, it's going to be weird for you. It's always hard to recommend anime to people who don't watch anime, because it's like there's all these like weird like tropes and stuff that are just not, they don't translate well. So if you're not a fan of anime, then you might not enjoy it. But if you enjoy anime, Sega Hard Girls is great. Another one that's really good is High Score Girl. High Score Girl is great. And I love about High Score Girl is that it makes not only all the fighting game references like Capcom, neo-geo, but it also talks a lot about the PC Engine. It takes a jab at the neo-geo CD. There's one episode that's hilarious. Where the main character is just, he's like so stoked, right, to have a neo-geo in his house, and he's like, oh man, I'm gonna get all the practice in with this neo-geo, and he's sitting there like waiting, and he's like, yep, it's gonna be great, and it's still loading, and he's like, oh, it's gotta load all this power, right, and he's still waiting, right, and then at the end he's like, should this be taking this long? It's so funny because those of us who had the top loader Neo Geo CD, that's what we went through with the Neo Geo CD back in the day. Piloy is here. What's up? ¿Qué onda? ¿Cómo estás? He says hi, papi. What's up? You need to come and grab your thing. We need to set up a time to come and get your thing. You want grab that thing? I have a bag for Piloy that he bought from Artemio. Piloy's bag! Your bag, Piloy. With your stuffs, your games, and a badge. We threw in our second badge as a memento. As a show memento. High Score Girl has deep fighting game knowledge. They did a great job. Yeah, it's so crazy, right? Like, they go into, like, the technicalities of, like, all these different techniques when it comes to Street Fighter, because that's, like, the big thing is, like, the characters gearing up for, like, this tournament in Osaka, and it's so cool. I think one of the things that I really like about it too is that they go to like the Kansai region. I absolutely love Osaka. It's like one of my favorite places. I haven't been to too many places in the world, but I can tell you that out of all the places that I've been to in the world, I want to say that Osaka is probably my favorite place. Let's see here. This is why that person needs to use a Poly Mega for the Neo Geo CD games, right?
Oh, Piloy said that he's going to Disney this week. California Disney this week. We can meet up next week, Poppy.
Okay, you let me know. You let me know when, and we will meet up for your things. I really want a Neo Geo CD for collector's purposes, but for now, I'm satisfied with the Neo Geo ports for my Saturn. Man, the Neo Geo ports for the Saturn is what absolutely did it for me when it came to Saturn, like, gaming. Holy shit, like, they were just so good. I would get them all. I had all of them at one point. And then I'd get bored and trade them in for other things or whatever. But I had every single one of those Neo Geo things. I had the King of Fighters 95 with the cart. I used to use a swap trick to play Neo Geo, those the Sega Saturn RAM cart games. So basically, I had a a region converter, and I'd have to let the Saturn boot up. Once the Sega splash screen popped up, I had to quickly remove the region converter and pop in the 4 meg RAM card. You had like a split second that you had to do it. You had to be like, and I ended up frying my cartridge slot on my Saturn, which I still have, my Model 2 Saturn. In like 1999, I had a roommate who had a Saturn that was broken, and I said, "Could I use your broken Saturn?" And he's like, "Yeah, I don't care." And it was awesome because my Player 2 controller port was starting to go out as well. So I just removed his cartridge slot and controller things, and it was just simply screwing them into the console. And I think I had to solder stuff for the cartridge thing, if I remember correctly. I think I did. I think I had to solder some stuff, or did I just replace the whole board? And I may have replaced the board and kept my lens, but it was another Model 2, and I ended up Frankensteining it to save mine. Oh, you mean the Action Replay cartridge? Yeah, before they made the 4 meg RAM card that had everything, because there was a later on they made that Action Replay card that was a 4 meg RAM card and a converter, region converter in one. There was no such thing in the beginning. When the RAM cards first came out, the only way to play X-Men versus Street Fighter or any of those neo-geo games was to do the cart hot swap trick. And since I got my X-Men versus Street Fighter like a mere maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that came out, it was like new still, right? And back then you couldn't ever get anything like day of. You always got it like anywhere between like a week or 2 weeks, because it would have to come from Japan to the store you're buying it, and then you would buy it from said store and whatever. Oh, Cerulean says, Annette Charm, yes please. Very cool. Thank you, Cerulean. That puts you down for that Annette Charm. Very cool. I appreciate that. But yeah, the hot swap trick, that was something that you needed to do. Real Bout Special is dope on the Saturn. Also the Metal Slug games. The Metal Slug games are games that I never got on the Saturn. Those were the Neo Geo games that I never got. I only ever got the fighting games, and I kind of regretted it, but then I ended up getting the Neo Geo CD versions. But back during the Saturn days, those were the only ones I didn't get. I was so into fighting games at that time that all I wanted to do was play like the Saturn was there for my fighting game needs. Oh, Bushin Ryu Cat, you're here. You made it home safely. Very cool. And thank you very much for the $2 super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bushin Ryu Cat says, Saru, no worries. I'm parked at the gas station. No one dies on your watch tonight. My guilty pleasure game? Any rhythm games, especially the story-based ones like Hatsune Miku. Oh man, if you like Hatsune Miku, did you ever play Hiya Colorful? Is that what it's called? Hiya VT Colorful for the PlayStation Vita? I absolutely love that one. Hiya is a Vocaloid, like Hatsune Miku is a Vocaloid, but she's a Vocaloid for another company called First Place. And it is such a good rhythm game. Ah, here it is. I have it right here. Let me show you. I'll show you right now. This one right here. It's called Hiya VT Colorful. This one was the crystal box, because when this came out, I had reserved it well ahead of time from a store called Ami Ami, because Ami Ami was doing some sort of extra promotion. I don't remember what the promotion was from Ami Ami, but all I knew is that I needed to get the Ami Ami version of it. And I absolutely love this game, and I really wish that it had gotten ported to like PS4 or something, but this game is fantastic. Fantastic.
I think our flyer's in there for the concert we went to.
Oh, is it?
Uh-huh.
But yeah, this is an absolutely fantastic rhythm game. If you like those kind of rhythm games, like Vocaloid and stuff. Yeah, Vocaloid. Yeah, here it is. Here's the book. It says Hiya's first live concert in North America at the Club Nokia. Me and Jesse got to see Hiya at Club Nokia live, and it was like her first live concert, I believe. And on the back there's an advertisement for Hiya VT Colorful, July 30th release for the PlayStation Vita. It's funny that they advertise this for a North American thing though, because Hiya VT Colorful was a Japan only release. But I absolutely love Hiya. Hiya was so cool. It's also, if you're familiar with like the anime Kagero Project, Kagero Project was, the main theme was sung by Hiya, which is this Vocaloid. She's like the best. She is the best Vocaloid ever. I don't care what people say. You can keep your Mikus. You can keep your basic Mikus. No. No. Jesse's trying to throw stuff over the counter. He's like a cat. He's like a cat. All right, let's see. What did I miss? I blabbed on a lot. Hiya VT Colorful. Ever done the hot swap trick, Saru, to pirate PS1 games? Yes. In the beginning, also, the only way to play import games was to do the swap trick. And I bought a PS1 early on. Actually, the PS1 I got before the Saturn. I didn't buy a Sega Saturn until the Model 2s came out. And then they were heavily discounted at Electronics Boutique for $99. I bought a brand new Model 2 Sega Saturn in 1997. To me, that was amazing because I guess the Saturn came out in 1995, right? They were too expensive at the time. I couldn't afford one. It was $100 less to buy a PS1, and I had a friend who owned a video game store in Little Tokyo, and so I got one already at a discounted price with games. So I ended up buying the PlayStation pretty much at the same price and got 2 free games with it. 2 import games. And the store owner was the one who taught me the hot swap trick with the paper clip. You put the paper clip in the thing, and he's like, oh, this is how you play Japanese games. Because he was a Japanese game store, but he got a bunch of North American PS1s to sell because they were cheaper. And I was one of the people to buy one of those North American PS2s. And the 2 games that I got with my PS2 were Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22 and the first Ridge Racer. They were both super early games in the system's life cycle. And I loved it. But yes, I did use the swap trick for that. I think there was only Metal Slug 1 on Saturn. Yeah, Metal Slug 1 was the only one that came out on Saturn. Let's see here. Matthew says, Saru purchased the license to Annette and puts Annette fixed version for Sega CD. I feel like Annette had really good potential also, but the AI in the game is so bad, and the sound is kind of shit too. But I could give it a pass for the really badly compressed sound, because this game has like some horribly compressed sound for some reason. But the AI is so bad, you guys. It's so bad. But I still play it, and I still like it, because like I said, it's for me, it's a guilty pleasure game. Yeah, Bon Appetit is fun as fuck. What is Bon Appetit? Is that another rhythm game? Oh, Senran Kagura rhythm game. Gotcha. Says Bushin Ryu Cat. Dang, that's pretty, yes. Which one? Let's see here. Speaking of rhythm games, Unison for PS2 was a guilty pleasure, and I beat that. I don't even know how to play the tutorial now. Huh, maybe one of the SARUSHOW should be like about rhythm games. Should we do a rhythm game one? I think maybe we can do a rhythm game one.
I think so too.
We can do one about rhythm games. I want to do one about rhythm games. I also want to do one about niche, obscure / niche games that you like that other people are not familiar with, right? Like say like I was thinking about doing that and doing a Tengai Makio charm from Far East of Eden, Kabuki from Far East of Eden. I'm thinking about doing a charm of him. But then you guys can talk about other series that may not be familiar to like everybody that you happen to like. So let me know if you guys, which one you guys want to do next. If we should do niche games or series that you enjoy that other people may not know, or rhythm games. You guys let me know. Let me know in the chat what you guys think would be a good one. All right, next track. This is putting me to sleep. That's better. That's better. Let's see. Hatsune Miku on PSVR. I haven't tried that. VR kind of makes me want to throw up. I'm getting the physical copy in PSVR in a few days, says Jinai. I think maybe because I wear glasses. Maybe if I wear contacts, maybe I'd feel less like I want to throw up. Maybe. I don't know. I want to throw up. Saturn for $399. Yeah, that was too much. That was too much. Not the bouncer, sorry. The bouncer on PS2. You know, I actually enjoyed the bouncer on PS2. That's another guilty pleasure game. Everyone's like, that game fucking sucks, because it kind of does suck. But for some reason, I like it. That's a guilty pleasure. The Hatsune Miku game I'm getting is limited to 1,500 physical copies for PSVR. Interesting. Is that like a limited run one? Famicom Collecting says, I've always wanted a Saturn, but $399 was crazy back in the day. Yeah, that's why when Electronics Boutique sold new ones for $99, I was on that shit. Like, so hard. So hard. I bought that for $99. I think I bought my Netlink for like $69 or $79. I bought a keyboard adapter for like $20. I spent like $300 that day on Sega Saturn stuff. Easily. Because I bought a bunch of Sega Saturn shit. And I was so happy. So happy. Let's see here. Mackenzie says, I love that these PS1 games completely biased, but I prefer the Saturn over the PS1. Saturn just has that underdog status that makes me love it. When talking in gaming groups, not everyone talks or knows Saturn. Yeah, I absolutely love the Saturn. For me, like, it's like PC Engine, Sega Saturn, neo-geo CD, PS1... everything else. Everything else. Super Famicom. I don't know. But in my top three, it's pretty easy. My top three is pretty easy to say. PC Engine, Sega Saturn, Neo Geo CD. And Neo Geo CD are like right there, like on top of each other, right? Like there are some days where like I'll be like wanting to really play like the Neo Geo CD. But then there's like, I have like a lot of good memories with Sega Saturn. Obscure niche games. Okay, so we got one for obscure niche games. We got two for Arcade Game says I'm a huge rhythm game fan, so I take it that's one for rhythm games. Two for rhythm games says Sweet Like Sugar Rhythm Game Show. We need a Rugrats rhythm game. No, no Rugrats. Yes. Don't know if it's standard. They're talking about the thing. Scruffy RGB says niche games. So we got two for niche games and two for rhythm games. You guys so far, very cool. What else? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? We got two for two right now. Two for niche games and two for rhythm games. Stick says Saturn versions of PS1 games were never as good.
So would
like the 3D stuff like always kind of looked like ass, right? Like they looked better. Like Resident Evil looked better. Tomb Raider looked. Actually, I don't think Tomb Raider looked better, but
I like Tomb Raider.
For sure, Resident Evil looked better. We got 3 for niche, 4 for niche. Okay, so it looks like next show is going to be niche games that you enjoy that other people may not know about. So that's going to be, looks like that's going to be, we got 4 for that and 2 for rhythm. So I think we're going to end up talking about rhythm. And speaking of niche games, Jinai says Asuka 120 was superior on the Saturn versus the PS1 version. Saturn excelled in 2D gaming. It really did. Now, I will have to say that the PS1 did do 2D okay when it was made for 2D, right? Like, if you got Advanced VG 2 was only a PS1 game, and it was a game that was made specifically for PS1. It was a completely reworked port of the PC game, to the point to where, like, sprites were redrawn, backgrounds were drawn for scratch. The game was completely reprogrammed for the PS1. When you take a game and you make it for the PS1, when you work with the hardware's limitations, you could make a game that is good. Guilty Gear, the very first Guilty Gear on the PS1, is another good example of what the PS1 could do with 2D gaming when the game itself is programmed for the hardware that it's made for. But ports always suffered. Like, the ports were always ass. Let's see here. I got a Saturn when I was 19 in 2014. A little late to the party, but better late than never, says Mackenzie. Very cool. Beakerman is here. What's up, Beakerman? He says, if you are really into VR and wear glasses, get some custom lens inserts for your VR headset. Oh, fuck. Sounds like too much work. Sounds like it would be expensive, right? And for me, that would be expensive because I'm like myopic and super blind, so my lenses are always more than the glasses. Like, my lenses are always like $300 because I'm blind. I'm so blind. Borderline says Asuka was best on PC Engine and everyone knows it. Yes. Personally, I wish that I had bought Asuka during its heyday on the PC Engine. Unfortunately for me, my first Asuka wasn't until the first PS1 game. I still loved it, and I always wanted to get the PC Engine version, but at the time I couldn't afford it. Because Advanced VG came out around... It came out before Asuka. So I ended up buying Asuka, or I got it before Asuka. I don't know when they came out in relation to each other, but I bought Advanced VG, and buying import games was really expensive back then. I paid $79 for Advanced VG. That's a lot of money in 1994, right? For an import. And I remember, actually, no, I think I got it discounted because the guy who ran the store said, if you let me open it and play it, I'll give it to you for a discount. And I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And he said that he was going to keep it for a week and play it. He ended up playing it for a day, and he was like, all right, you can have it now. I'm totally bored with it. He got bored. He got super bored with it. But I got it, and it was like, it was everything I wanted. It was everything I ever wanted in a game. It was amazing. Advanced VG, nothing will top the feeling I had when I first played Advanced VG back in 1994 for the PC Engine. It was the first time I bought a fully fledged PC Engine game that wasn't a demo, because before that, all I ever played were demos. All these like hyper catalogs. This was my PC Engine life as a teenager, were these demo books. I didn't buy actual PC Engine games that weren't demos because I couldn't afford like full ass games until a bit later. Then I bought Advanced VG, and then I got the arcade card, and then I got Fatal Fury 2. Those were like my first like real PC Engine games. Eldis. It was really, really cheap at the time.
Funkoland was selling Saturn for $5 less than NES, only $19.99.
Oh my god. That's so crazy. Let's see here. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Wipeout, Resident Evil. Yeah, Castlevania Symphony of the Night on the Saturn is kind of... It looks kind of ass. I still bought it though. I still have it. Asuka was best on... Okay, I read that already. Very true. If a game was optimized for a certain system, then yes, the game will shine. Let's see here. Bushin Ryukat says the PS2 was one of the greatest consoles ever for a reason. Check out the Sega Ages Simple 2000 collections. Yeah, those are cool. A lot of them are amazing. Panzer Bandit should have gotten an NTSC release. Yeah, Panzer Bandit is one that I never bought during its heyday. And I found a copy one time for $99. I'm like, I can't afford that. It's too much money. And now it goes for like $179 or something crazy. It's like, damn it, I should have bought that $99 copy. But you never know with games. It's so hard to like judge what's going to go up, what's going to stay at what price, what's going to go down. Let's see here. Jenai says FM Towns Marty was the greatest thing ever and everyone knows it. Man, I always wanted a Marty and I almost bought one and I fucking didn't. And I went back the next day to get it at the store and it was fucking closed and we were leaving Japan that day. I am so sad. I've always wanted a Marty and I didn't get it, and I think the best way to get it is to try to get one in Japan. But, man, it sucks. Eldis is awesome. Yeah, Eldis was one of my first import games also because it was always cheap all day, every day, right? So I got it brand new for like $19.99 at the time. It was like a super discounted game. And I don't remember why it was super discounted back then, right? Just because we're talking like 1994. 1994 is when I started buying more imports. Advanced VG was my first fully fledged import for the PC Engine. That wasn't a demo because I bought all these magazines just for the demos. And then I got Eldis for super cheap. I got Fatal Fury 2 for the arcade card. That was an expensive purchase, was Fatal Fury 2, because I got Fatal Fury 2, I got the Kisato converter, and the arcade card. So I ended up spending like $300 just to play Fatal Fury 2. And for back then, it was a lot of money. It was a lot of cards I had to collect because I used to do a lot of card collecting for money. My parents were divorced, so like I'd always get like money from my dad. You know, he would always send me money for like birthdays or Christmas time, so I had to save that. It was hard to get the money. I had a best friend who always loaned me money. His parents were really well off, so he would always loan me money to buy stuff for a handy. Jenai says FM Towns Marty McFly, they botched the PS4 port of Symphony of the Night. I didn't play it. Matthew Roach says I can see Saru buying Casio Loopy before FM Towns Marty. Yes, I want to print some cute stickers. I have really bad eyes too. I can get cheap glasses, but they would be Coke bottles. Have to pay 100 extra on top of everything else to get them slimmed down lenses. Yes, that's what I have to do too. And even then, look how thick they are still. And I get all of that. I get all of the high index or whatever, triple high index, blah, blah, blah. If I didn't, these glasses would be like stuck to my face. It would be horrible. Horrible, horrible. Hot Blood Family is a great PS1 game. Looked great. Yeah, Hot Blood Family, which is a Neketsu Oyako, that was a game that was made for the PS1. It was a launch game on the PS1, actually. And it looked great. And that was a 2D game as well. And launch game for the PlayStation 1 by Technosoft that looked really, really good for its time. Let's see here. Because, what is Janae saying? Because I can just go to Walmart and buy a PC Engine CD. Yes, go to Walmart and buy one right now. I think those kind of things were like... import consoles back in my day were not accessible. So the only way you played imports is if you had an NTSC console that could play imports. So it's why I never got into Mega Drive, because there was never an easy way to play Mega Drive games. I wouldn't get into Mega Drive games, and even now my Mega Drive collection is very small because it was not easy to import games from Mega Drive. It just was not, it wasn't feasible. But for PC Engine, it was easy because there was no region lock whatsoever. You could just play the game. You could just get imports and just pop them in your TurboGrafx CD. And I think a lot of people didn't know that, because I didn't know that. I had to be told that the TurboGrafx was the PC Engine and that it could play Japanese games from a store clerk at Pony Toy in Little Tokyo. But otherwise, I wouldn't have known either. Let's see here. Gamer is a miserable pile of flaffies. What are you guys talking about? What are you guys talking about? All right, let's get back to the weekly question. Let me take a drink because I've been talking like 90 million miles an hour.
I was going to ask you about the weekly question. You just kind of went. And I was like, oh,
the niche gaming. It was a lot of people said niche gaming. So next SARUSHOW, which is not next Saturday, but the week after next, we do SARUSHOW every 2 weeks, which I think works out better. It gives me time to catch up on shit. And what's that? The question?
Yeah.
You want me to write it down for you?
Yes. So, would Rhythm Game like Guitar Hero and Band Hero, would that be a rhythm game? Okay.
Rock Band?
Rock Band?
Band Hero.
Band Hero, I don't know.
Yeah, Rock Band, Guitar Hero. So maybe we can do the next one could be rhythm games, or we'll think of another subject and we'll let you guys just vote on it. We'll pick two subjects every Saturday. Should we do that? We'll do that from now on. We'll pick 2 subjects every SARUSHOW, and then you guys get to pick which ones you want to talk about. So this time around is niche games. Niche games you enjoy. Let me write it down. Niche games / series
And Cheetos.
That you enjoy, that, just to make it sure, I'm going to say that others don't know. It's already a really long one. There we go. That others may not know about, but I just put don't know. But what I mean is series that others may not know. Whips wall meat, wall flapjacks. Wall flapjacks, delicious. All right, let me make sure I just didn't miss anyone's comments here. Sometimes that happens. I do apologize whenever I miss people's comments.
Yeah,
sometimes
on purpose. Sometimes
I don't do it on purpose, but some people get upset
we missed your
when
comments.
I do.
We were sorry.
Yeah, so if I do miss a comment, I'm super sorry. If you're really into VR and we're... Oh, I already read that. Okay. All right. Nom nom wall flapjacks.
On Jammer Lammy.
You gotta do what? Gotta believe. Which one?
Gotta believe.
Gotta believe. Jammer Lammy. I know. Jammer Lammy was funny. What was the thing? The baby. Jet baby. I need to play that sometime. I am horrible at those games though. I like rhythm games, but for some reason, I am bad at Parappa the Rapper and Jammer Lammy. I am bad at them. So bad at them. Ooh, excuse me. Arumaru. Oh, it's Stream Elements that's doing that. Why is it doing that?
What?
Oh, because it's too big. This message is too big.
Yeah.
If you'd like to join the, if you'd like to join the our awesome Saru crew, we know who wrote this. Yeah, we need to shorten it. It's too much. Too many words. Also, VR. Who wrote it? I wonder how. Shame. Bust a Move / Bust a Groove, still a jam. Yeah, Bust a Move 1 and 2. So good. But what was that one? Rhythm something 2000? That one sucked. I didn't like that game. There was only like one good song. The Cherry Bomb song, I think it was called. That was the only one I enjoyed. And the rest of the game fucking sucked. It looked like ass. I didn't like the idea. I think that's where it died. That's where the series died. That one, Dance Summit 2000. And there was also a special controller, too, that you could buy to play it. There was a special Dance Summit controller that you could get. Are you editing it now? Where is it? I wonder why it's so long.
Which one is it? This one right? Yeah, this one.
Here, let me edit it. I'll do it. I will do...
Is that it?
Why is it doing this? I fucking... Stupid Apple. Stupid Apple!
Yeah.
Apple, you suck! Alright, give me a second. Just gotta... fix this message. Join the Saru crew. Die! Oops.
Just delete all that.
Alright.
And Mo.
And Mo. Mo money, Mo problems.
Who are you, Chevy? Here. Mo money, Mo problems.
Alright, there we go.
Save. Okay.
There we go. That's weird. Japanese rhythm game, which looks like Parappa for the Saturn, called Jung Rhythm. I've never heard of that.
Good night, Radrick.
Good night, Radrick. Thanks for stopping in. He says, I wish I was good at rhythm games, but I just don't have the skill for these types of games, says Randrick. Let me move Homegirl over here. You're going over here now. You're right there. You're right there, girl. Heat versus Kitty N. I have to read it in the voice. I loved those games, though. Those games were fun. Super fun. I remember putting the soundtracks to the games on mini disc. Those were like my most played mini discs when I did that. One rhythm game that Saru will never play is Beat Saber. Probably not. I'd probably throw up everywhere, to be honest. I would probably throw up all over the walls. Voice is a good rhythm game for Switch. Oh yeah, I tried that one. Another one that I really liked that came out for Switch is Citus. I used to really like Citus. And I got the Switch one, and then I never played it. But I played it on Rhythm a lot. It was fun. Let's see here. They're talking to each other. Vib Ribbon is a fun game. Vib Ribbon is too hard. Too hard for my dumb ass. Alright, moving on. Number 14. Last week we asked you guys, what is your guilty pleasure game? Or games. Number 14 comes to us from Scruffy Looking RGB. Scruffy says, my guilty pleasure game is Mega Man, the original on the NES. I think it's still a fun game to play to this day, so it never gets old to me. The cute Mega Man sprite is the coolest. Why guilty? Because it's so difficult that I must use the select button cheat on the bosses. Even using the cheat, it still holds its difficulty during the level with all of the pesky platforms. The most notorious platform has to be the platform that drops at the beginning of the Rockman stage. Not to mention the disappearing block ones. But if there was a Pokemon donut eating game, that would be the most guilty pleasure of all, with donut eating emojis, winky emojis, says Scruffy looking RGB. Jesse's gonna miss out on those Pokemon donuts at Mr. Donuts. They look really good. They look good. They look super good. There was one that's like a cream-filled Pokebutt.
I want them all.
Did it save already?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Did the new one pop up yet?
Hit accept. No, hit save. Yeah, I think it all saved. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I collect Just Dance dodges tomatoes. You know, we actually got into the Just Dance, the Japanese Just Dance games. We really enjoyed them on the Wii. We had Just Dance Japan 1 and 2, and we played those a lot. I think the one song we played a lot was the Kari Pamu Pamu.
Yeah.
That Pom Pom Way 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 song. That was like new at the time. This was back in like 2010. Back in 2010, we played a lot of Just Dance Japan.
It's 2012, I think.
2012, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. It was 2012. 2012. Mario Dance Dance Revolution by Konami is my personal favorite. I've never played that one. I liked the Dance Dance Revolution, the Disney one, Disney's Rave. There was a Disney Dance Dance Revolution, which the only machine that you could ever find was at actual Disneyland. At least the only one I ever saw. I remember going to Disneyland, was like, holy shit, they have a Disney's Rave DDR. I mean, it's fitting, but I'd never seen it anywhere else. I think I saw it at Family Arcade for like a hot minute, and then it was gone in LA. But yeah, that was like the only time I'd ever seen it. Just Dance, because I hate traditional gym. That was pretty much what we were doing as like a workout at the time. And it did kind of work, right? Because we were very active, and then we stopped doing that and we got fat. So I guess Just Dance works. If you keep at it, it does work. Yes, I have Just Dance Japan games. Yeah, they're fun. There's a lot of songs that I really like that tickle my nostalgia bone in those Just Dance Japan games. Like there is Renai Revolution 21, which was by Morning Musume. That was an early 2000s jam that I really liked. There was that one Wink song, which is from the 80s, which was cool. Oh! What happened? Distracto Disc on Patreon. Thank you very much. I can see it. Thank you very much to Distracto Disc. He is a fellow Las Vegan. Thank you for the support on Patreon. I appreciate that. You'll get a link to the Discord too. And don't be afraid of, like, if you join the Discord and everyone starts to welcome you, don't get overwhelmed. It happens. Right, when people join our Patreon, everyone's like, "Hi, welcome, hi." Jeffrey hasn't responded. I wonder if I wonder if we freaked them out. So we have another person who recently joined the Patreon, who's been a longtime supporter, but he just joined the Patreon, and everyone was like, "Hi, welcome, hi," and it's like he hasn't responded. So I hope he wasn't freaked out by it, because we had one person who came. He said hi. The whole Discord started saying hi, and they left. They were gone. I think they got overwhelmed. Sorry, Just Dance streams. Yes, please. That would be so awkward. Yeah, Morning Musume is amazing. I'm trying to think of all the songs that I really liked. One Night Carnival by Kishindan, who is also DJ Ozma. And I think he has a song under the DJ Ozma name as well on Just Dance. But Kishindan, the main guy from Kishindan, he is DJ Ozma later on. But Kishidan, he did a One Night Carnival, which was a really popular song, and I think One Night Carnival was on there. And then he did a Korean song cover as DJ Ozma that they put in Just Dance called in Japanese, in Korean it's called Run to You. I don't know what the Japanese one is called, but it's basically a cover of a Korean song called Run to You that he did, which is super ironic because the people who the group DJ Doc, they're like openly like racist against like Japanese people. So I find it super ironic that a Japanese artist would cover a Korean song. But they used to say a lot of controversial stuff about Japanese people. Run to You, DJ Doc. Yeah, Run to You by DJ Doc was also a really big Pump It Up song. I was a big Pump It Up guy back in the day. I used to run a website called Pump Extreme. We were like the #1 website for Pump It Up in the United States, and eventually we ended up selling it off because I didn't want to do Pump It Up website anymore. But we ran Pump Extreme for a long time, and it sounds so dirty, Pump Extreme. But yeah, we did that for a long time. I collect the MTV Music Generator programs. I have the first one. It was really, the first music generator was pretty fucking rad. Scruffy says, thanks, Saru and Jesse. I have eaten every Pokemon donut. Maybe I'll put one in the freezer for you, and then it will be waiting for your arrival. I wonder how that would work. I think at that point, it would probably petrify. I'm probably making it inedible.
I'll still eat it.
Yeah, DJ Doc did a song called Fuck Japan. Remember, a controversial artist from Korea. So there's a lot. I don't know if it's not, I think with DJ Doc, it's like that's how they really feel. I don't think it was just that they were trying to be controversial. I really felt that they just did not like Japan at all. And there are a lot of people who share that sentiment because of like war crime related stuff. Basically, it all comes down to war crime related things that Korea hates Japan. Pump It Up Extreme sounds interesting. Please elaborate further. The website was called Pump Extreme, and it was basically just it was a forum. There was like a website with like some stuff, like links to Andamiro, because we were the only US affiliate for Andamiro in America. So we used to get invited to all of those like amusement shows. Here in Las Vegas, we used to have a show every year called Amusement Showcase International. And it was awesome because I got to see like all of the newest arcade stuff as well. And then like all of the like the food vendors who were trying to get people to buy stuff. So there was always tons of food samples. We ate pizza every year. We would stop at the Noble Romans because they always had like some fucking cart that they were trying to peddle to people. And we always got like free Noble Romans. It was awesome. It was awesome. We played all the Pump It Up that our feet could handle. But yeah, Pump It Up was a big thing for us. Booster Ryukat says about the rhythm peripheral games, ranked 3rd to 1st Saru DK Jungle Beat, Samba de Amigo for DC, and Rock Band any device. Booster Ryukat says we just did the rhythm game episode I wanted. Thanks. I know, we pretty much this just became the rhythm episode. Pretty much. We totally like veered off. We veered off. Mackenzie says, or RGB says it would get a lot of freezer burn. Yeah. Mackenzie says, unfortunately, Saru, I used to have people in my family that couldn't stand Japan either. I guess to be fair, because of the war and my great grandmother fighting in the Pacific. Yeah. So with our family, it's the same as well. Like, my stepmom, who is pretty much just my mom figure, she is super anti-Japanese. And really, like, in the beginning, like, during my, like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it was always so hard, right, when I was a kid. Because she'd always be like, oh, why do you like that fucking Japanese shit? Like really, really passionate about anti-Japanese stuff. Because her dad fought in Pearl Harbor. So because... her dad fought in Pearl Harbor. She's, these very strong emotions towards everything Japan. And I was so like into like Japanese stuff. Like I started really getting into like Japanese stuff around like 8, 9, 10 years old, right? I started watching like Bubblegum Crisis and stuff at like 9 or 10 years old. And yeah, it didn't go over well in the beginning, and then eventually she just got used to it, and she loves FX Unit Yuki now. She has an FX Unit Yuki T-shirt, and she loves it. She loves Yuki. So obviously, over the years, it I think I had a positive influence as far as that stuff goes, with stuff from Japan. Here I am sucking at Keyboard Mania, dude. Keyboard Mania is flipping hard. It's a hard game. My great grandfather was the exact same way. Before I was born, he thought my uncle's NES was something from Japan was using to spy on us in North America. That's hilarious. When they are very anti-Japanese, I end up buying more Japanese stuff. I think that's how I was too, because I wanted to consume everything Japan at that time. Everything I wanted needed to be from Japan. Now we're doing multi-blood music.
I'm sending
because that's what the email?
Yeah, the Discord link.
Melty Blood. Ooh, they already have Type Lumina music. Which Melty Blood should we do? They have Cadenza version B BGM collection. Ooh, Melty Blood sound collection. Which one is this one? Which one are you? This is from Type Lumina also. Do they have any of the old tracks on Lumina? I don't remember. I haven't gone back to play Type Lumina in so long. We'll do not Act Cadenza. They don't have Actress Again. Actress Again. Here we go. We're doing Actress Again. Because Actress Again had good music. Why is it so low?
Oh. Maybe, because over here. Yeah, that's why.
Okay. Alright, we're doing Melty Blood music for Matthew Roach. Let's see here. A movie that helped me overcome guilty feelings of World War II Japanese soldiers was Steven Spielberg's Empire of the Sun. Made me tear up, especially the end scenes. I wonder how former Nintendo president of Japan, Hiroshi Yamaguchi, would feel about Nintendo being fine with the uncensored games on the Switch. Probably rolling around in his grave. Yeah, probably. Alright, don't forget, guys, we have one more. We have a charm giveaway to do as well, courtesy of Mark Dell. Next one, I was reading Matthew Roach. Next one comes to us from Matthew Roach. The question we asked you guys is, what is your guilty pleasure game? Matthew answered, I would have to say my guilty pleasure video game has to be Final Fantasy X2 and Hatsune Miku Project Diva Future Tone for PS4. I'm not the best at rhythm games, but I find that game to be one that I want to get better at, says Matthew, aka Major Motoko. Very cool. Talking about rhythm games, I feel like we totally did veer off into a rhythm game episode with this, didn't we? Man, I bought one of the Project Diva Future Tones, like when they first came out. It was like in 2 parts. They released like one part and then they released another part. I forgot what they were labeled, but I bought one of them. Alright, no more rhythm games. We have to save that for a rhythm game episode. We're talking about, because I can talk about rhythm games all day too. All I have is Melty Blood Act Cadenza on PS2 and PC physical. Very nice. Very nice. Funny how the PlayStation is censoring some games now. A lot of games, even logos, they're censoring. Like, what was it? Omega Labyrinth? I don't remember the name of the game. It was something Omega Labyrinth, and the Omega symbol was like boobs. They even removed that from the logo just because it was insinuating boobs, which I find so dumb. and is pretty much a Western company now as well. That's true. Yes, there's no like Japan division either. So yeah, it's pretty much like a Western game company. So awesome. And then Nintendo completely did a 360, which I find hilarious. Let's see. Before I finish my ride home, quick answer, Saru. FX Unit Yuki Rhythm Edition, yes or no? How cool would that be, right? If there was a rhythm game based on... Because the music in FX Unit Yuki is so good. But I don't know how that would be possible. That would be so cool. It would be another way, too, to, like, maximize my expenditures for the soundtrack. The most expensive thing about FX Unit Yuki was the soundtrack for FX Unit Yuki. It was crazy expensive. So with part 2, I'm actually splitting the composer work between different composers. Just because I can't really afford to have Simon do all the tracks for the new game coming around. And I also want to give some other composers who could use more exposure, who I think are good, a chance in it. So FX Unit Yuki 2 will have 3 composers. Simon is returning to do a couple remixes and a couple new tracks. And then Sergio Elizondo, who is excellent, by the way, excellent composer, is going to be doing a bunch of tracks as well. And then the third one, I haven't locked them down yet because I have to make sure that he knows what the agreement is, but it's going to be 3 different composers for FX Unit Yuki. Because I'm a cheap coder, says Rover. Well, we will make sure to take better care of you in FX Unit Yuki too. Assuming that our Kickstarter does well for it, which I think it will. It will at least meet the minimum goal for it, I'm sure. So we'll make sure that we get that kind of stuff taken care of. But yeah, I really can't. At the time, I was really like dead set on using the composer that we used because I already knew him from past things, right? He did a track that was used in Osu. At the time, I was doing character design work for Osu, and I came across Simon through Osu, which is a rhythm game, which we can talk all about in our rhythm game episode. But that's how I came across Simon, was when I was doing design work for Osu, and he was doing tracks for Osu. And I was like, I want to make a game. This was like 8 years? 8 years before FX Unit Yuki. So 8 years before FX Unit Yuki, I ran across him, and I kept him in my head for the longest time and knew that I was going to use him for our game. 8 years. I don't think I've never mentioned that story. Did I ever mention that story? About how I ran across Simon 8 years prior to FX Unit Yuki? But yes, a rhythm game would be awesome. I don't know how we would make it possible. Yeah, a rhythm game would be fucking dope. I miss Japan Studio before they were shut down. They were Sony's oldest studio. Screw you, Jim Ryan. I love God of War and Horizon, but Japan Studio made those fun, goofy, family-friendly games. I know, like they made like Mina no Golf, and they made Ape Escape, and all kinds of fun stuff. I need more Derpy Yuki. Derpy Yuki can be the star of the rhythm game. She could just be in the corner, swaying back and forth. That would be hilarious. Patapon. Yeah, and Patapon. Loco Roco. All kinds of stuff. Archie says, am I blocked or something? Or is Saru missing my messages? No worry if so. Oh, I totally missed your message. I would be down for FX Unit Yuki Jam Cross over rhythm games someday. That would be amazing, Russ. Let me go up. Sometimes Saru talks too much and doesn't read comments. Let me just make sure I didn't read here. I really liked Vib Ribbon on PS1 and Mojib Ribbon on PS2. What is is that a sequel to Vib Ribbon? Mojib Ribbon? Never heard of it. And I only know of Vib Ribbon because Matthew requested it during stream. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known of it. Let's see here. Unfortunately, Saru. Oh, never mind. Mackenzie says, I could not rant all night about what Sony is doing. Jim Ryan needs to go. Pretty much a Western company. J9 says, I have that Omega game for Switch with the boobs logo. Yeah, they took the boobs logo out of the Sony versions. Like, what the hell? It's not even clear. Like, it is clearly boobs, but it's not like it's showing anything. Like, it's so dumb. At that point, that almost seems petty, right? Like, it seems like a petty thing. Bushin Ryu says, have Yuki just do a side rhythm attack mode versus sub bosses like Final Fantasy rhythm games. I bet Fatal Frame Maiden of the Dark was censored somewhere on PS4. Matthew says FX Unit Yuki 2 Kickstarter will surpass Mighty Number 9. I doubt that. I seriously doubt that. Let's see. I'm afraid how this proposed Gravity Rush movie. Is there going to be a Gravity Rush movie? Really? That's cool. I didn't even know that. That's awesome. Very cool. Gravity Rush had so much potential, but it was ruined by its shoehorned Vita gimmick controls. Didn't they remake that though? I thought they remade the first Gravity Rush, or was the first one only on PlayStation Vita? For some reason, I thought I got a console release. I don't know. Maybe they did away with like the weird like Vita controls for it. Perhaps. Maybe. Perhaps. There's art box change in the PS4 copy of Miss Kobayashi versus the Switch art box boobs. Arky Games says yes, PS4 got a Gravity Rush remaster, Amazon exclusive, and it's super expensive. Last time I checked. Really? How do the controls work on that one, Russ? Did they change like the gimmicky like Vita controls for it? I'm curious. Small print run on the PS4. I can't find Gravity Rush. Why would they do that? Why would they remaster a game for PS4 and then be like, we're gonna make like 15 of them?
Didn't they do that with DuckTales?
Yeah, DuckTales. They did that with DuckTales too. I didn't even know, and by the time I found out that there were physical ones, because I bought the digital one with the pin in the case, and I opened it, I was like, what the fuck is this piece of paper?
I know.
There was a piece of paper. I didn't even read it. We were so mad when we got back because we saw the physical box. This was when they just started doing like cases with digital stuff, and I had never bought one before. I had never bought a game that was a case with a fucking digital code inside of it. And so I opened it and I was so mad. I was like, what the
For the PS3 or PS4?
PS3, I think. And this is what came in the disc thing. It came with this. And I was like, what the fuck is this? But then I saw the pin. I was like, oh, it's so cute. And then I was less upset after that. Because I love Scrooge McDuck. And that I thought it was super cute. After that, I was like, oh my god, I'm so mad. It's kind of cute. I'll keep it. But I'm so mad. I was really mad. I was mad over it. But yes, the thing was cute. I have DuckTales for PS3. I wish I'd gotten it physical for something, right? Like, it was like Wii and other stuff. I was like, fuck! Gravity Rush for PS4 was up to $140 complete 1.5 years ago. But today, it's half that at $70 complete. That's not too bad, I guess. Could be worse. Meanwhile, Sony is remastering games that are less than a generation old. Thank you so much, Matthew. There is the Gachapon giveaway link that Matthew just linked for you guys right there. So make sure that you guys click on it for your chance to win a charm of your choice on sarumaru.com. Let's see. Bitter Almond says DuckTales for the PS3 is good. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The remaster was good. I really, really wished that Chip and Dale's got that treatment. I was like, it's going to happen, right? Chip and Dale's is going to get that treatment. But it never did! And it makes me mad that it didn't. I'm upset. I really wish it had. But maybe someday. I really loved like DuckTales and Chip and Dale's were like my two favorite Capcom Disney titles of all time, right? With it's so hard to pick which one is better for me because I really like both of them. I'm a big fan of both the Chip and Dale's Capcom game and DuckTales. So it kills me that there was never a remake of the Chip and Dale's game. I really wish there had been. I really wish. Oh. Yeah. Wii U physical copy of DuckTales was spotted the other day. I regret not buying it. Yeah, that's another one. I've been looking for some physical version. I would have been happy with the Wii U version, PS, whatever version, as long as I could just get one.
But every time we look for it, they only had like 1 or 2 copies that come in. You're like, sorry, they're sold out. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So it's like, at the time when it was a thing, like, it was also hard to get. So I was like, man, motherfucker. I've always wanted a Tailspin open world exploration game. Did you like the NES game? Did you like the NES Tailspin game? Man, how cool would it have been? Did you guys watch Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, the movie? How they did that teaser of, what was it? Like Disney Afternoon Brawl or something like that? And it was like a poster that made it seem like it was going to be like all the Disney Afternoon characters in the game. That would have been so cool. I would have been so down for such a thing. No tequila shots this show?
Remember we used to...
That used to be a thing on the show. I used to do, anytime I would get a $10 donation, I'd take a shot. And then I don't know why we stopped doing it. I think we stopped doing it because I had surgery. And then after I had surgery, it just stopped.
We also started doing charms too.
Yeah, we started doing charms, and I don't know. I don't remember. I think we stopped just because we started doing other things. But it used to be where anytime anybody donated $10, I would do a shot. And there was one Saturday show. It's still up where I am completely I am doing the show just smashed, right? And everyone started donating, and people used to we used to get a lot of people come in for that because I guess it was entertaining, right? It was fun. But there were some shows like anytime I did like a New Year's show or a birthday show where I would just be completely smashed. Super smashed because I would just people would just nonstop doing $10 shot donations.
DJ really loves Chip and Dale's.
Chip and Dale's. not those Chip and Dale's. Well, I mean, maybe. It depends. Most of them they're usually ugly guys. Buff Chip and Dale's. But, yeah, I really like it. Tailspin was on the NES, Genesis, and TurboGrafx, each being completely different games. The TurboGrafx Disney games were ass. Darkwing Duck on TurboGrafx was ass. Tailspin on TurboGrafx was ass. They were not good.
Yeah, heartburn, says Matthew Roach, wasn't it?
Yes, heartburn. I was getting really bad heartburn. Yep. That's what it was. I was getting super bad heartburn. So now I take like Prilosec on the regular. So I don't know if it'll be as bad if I started doing that again. But I don't know if my kidneys can handle it. Tailspin shouldn't cost you too much on the NES. I got a loose copy for $7. And it's a good game. Yeah, it's pretty fun. DuckTales for Game Boy was good too. It is. I have it. I have the Game Boy one and the NES one. I don't have 2. I never really played 2. I don't know if 2 is any good. I played it for a brief moment, but I don't know. I don't know if 2 is any good. I don't know. But it's expensive, so who knows? I heard the music didn't hit the same though. That's exactly what it was. I started playing it and the music was like bleh. Speaking of music, this is one of my favorite tracks in this game. This was on the first demo I ever played of this in 2001. I feel so old. The Melty Blood demo had two musics in it. It had this one, and it had one other. I like the two pogo mechanic is better. Is it than the first one? DuckTales Moon Theme. I know, the Moon Theme is so good. I finally discovered Metroid 2 on the Game Boy. It's pretty cool. DuckTales for Game Boy was good though. I finally discovered Metroid. Okay. But yeah. What was I thinking? Let me load this. This music is so good. Sorry, I had to listen to it on the loud for a second. This one was one of the tracks on the demo. There were 2 songs on the demo. Midnight Raider and Theme of Arcuid were the 2 songs on the demo. And you could only be CL and Arcuid in these demos. And I played the shit out of that fucking demo. And that's how I got into Tsukihime. And it's funny because at the time, I used to go on forums, and on forums, like, people would label you as stuff. And I remember I was on some forum at the time. I wasn't Sarumaru. I was just simply known as Techno, as was like the name of that I had on Pump Extreme. And on one forum, I don't remember what it was. I think Silicon Era. Someone changed my banner. It said Techno, a self-proclaimed Tsukihime fan. I was like, what the fuck? I don't even know where they got that information. I must have talked about it somewhere. But I absolutely love Tsukihime and Melty Blood. These are... I'm sad that they didn't finish this manga, but these are the Tsukihime mangas that came out. And I have 4 out of only 6 that came out. Because the other ones are extremely hard to get now. Which makes me sad. But you can buy the whole Japanese set for like $1. But the English ones are extremely expensive. The Moon Theme on DuckTales for Game Boy. They tried. Yeah, I mean, all the music on Game Boy, it's hard. It's hard to make anything sound really good on the Game Boy. You know that there was a version of the Moon Theme with lyrics in the new DuckTales show? If you watched the new DuckTales on Disney XD, I think it was was it the girl who's supposed to be the triplets' mother or aunt or something? I forget who she was, but she sings a version of the Moon Theme with words in it. At some point I'll finish that DuckTales show. I just can't get over how it looks, so it's kind of hard. I can only watch so much of it before my eyes roll back into my head really, really hard. Sarah and I met on a forum. He absolutely hated me. He said my comments were horrible, and I said he's right. Now we're the best of friends. I like the Disney Afternoon shows. Me too. I absolutely love the Disney Afternoon up until a certain point, right? Like, I didn't care for like the newer shows, like Goof Troop. I didn't like, but I loved the Goofy movie. So go figure. They were drawn completely different though. If you look at Goof Troop and you look at a Goofy movie, the art style is completely different. They use classic Goofy in the Goofy movie. In the Goofy movie, it's classic Goofy, where in the Goof Troop show is the more modern Goofy. I also didn't like Max's like really butch lesbian voice. I don't know. I just didn't like the show. I couldn't get into it. I found too much of the show to be hard to watch. And I think that was like, for me, that was like the decline of the Disney Afternoon. And then Gargoyles. Gargoyles was really good. I really liked Gargoyles. It was so dark. For the Disney Afternoon, I believe Gargoyles to be really, really dark for Disney Afternoon. Mighty Ducks was kind of cool. Yeah, see, I couldn't get into that. Darkwing Duck and Gargoyles are amazing. I liked Darkwing Duck. I just wish Darkwing Ducks... I think the art quality... Ooh, this was another track here. Alright, everybody shut up. This is Arcuid's theme. This is the best music in all of the game. The best. This was the first track I ever heard for this game too. So I was like, wow, this music is fucking rad. First music I ever heard in this game was this music. So I think that's why it's like embedded into my brain. Let's get dangerous. Gargoyles and Batman the Animated Series were my jams. Oh man, rest in peace, man, the voice actor. But yeah, Batman the Animated Series was freaking amazing also. But I love Gargoyles. I watched that one religiously. I watched all of it and I loved it. Loved it.
The New Mighty Ducks is done well too. Oh, I love the New Mighty Ducks.
I guess I was just never a fan of the Mighty Ducks, so I didn't care for the show. I didn't care for the movies. I just didn't care for Mighty Ducks. But Jesse loves it. Jesse loves it. I'm like, but yeah, Darkwing Duck was cool. I used to love the toys, even though I was at that time. I feel like I was too old to buy toys. I still bought them. And when I mean like toys, like action figure toys, right? Like I would take them out of the thing and like pose them and do things with them, keep them on the shelf. And I had a lot of Darkwing Duck toys by Playmates. And it reminded me of when I used to buy like the Ninja Turtles toys for some reason. I got that same feeling with the Darkwing Duck toys. I don't know why. They were like good quality. They were good quality toys. And I liked them. I really liked them. But I was like 13 or 14 at this time. Maybe. 13? Maybe? And I remember my dad's like he was like, he didn't like it because I would buy the toys. Like, you're buying toys like a fucking kid or something. He said something snarky about it. Disney Afternoon began with Disney animated shorts with those kids hosting from Disneyland. I didn't know that. When I started watching Disney Afternoon, it was Gummy Bears. And then after Gummy Bears came DuckTales, and then after DuckTales was Chip and Dale, and then after Chip and Dale was Tailspin, and then after Tailspin was what? Was it Darkwing Duck? And then Goof Troop, or did I have it the other way around? I don't know. At that point, I started caring less about it. For me, it was like the original Disney Afternoon for me was Gummy Bears, DuckTales, Chip and Dale, Tailspin. That was like the original Disney Afternoon lineup for me. So I would watch those 4 shows back to back religiously.
Bonkers
was kind of dumb.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Yeah, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Quack Pack.
Quack Pack.
That's the one with Donald Duck and the three his kids.
I don't remember that. That was a Disney Afternoon show?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I don't remember that
1996.
One. Do not remember. I may have been too old by that time.
I think they're like preteens, the kids.
I do remember how the shows after DuckTales aired on Disney Channel, and then the next season would air on the Disney Afternoon. Lilo and Stitch, maybe? I never saw, that probably would have been way, way later.
Timon and Pumbaa.
For me. Yeah, Timon and Pumbaa. At that point, I probably would have been too old for all of that. I think Gargoyles was the last like Disney Afternoon thing that I watched religiously.
Had Aladdin, too.
Aladdin! I forgot about Aladdin. Yes, Aladdin.
Hercules.
And that became like the solid lineup because then Gummy Bears was like pushed out, right? So then it was like DuckTales, Chip and Dale, Tailspin, and Aladdin. And then it was those 4 shows for a good solid while for the Disney Afternoon. I don't know how we started talking about Disney Afternoon. Aladdin was a good show. Yeah, it was good. Tiny Toon Adventures. I love Tiny Toon Adventures. I love Tiny Toons. It was one of my favorites. All right, let's move.
Instead of anime derailing SARUSHOW, it's now Disney.
Now it's the Disney Afternoon. All right, let's go ahead and read the rest of these. Last SaruShow, we asked you guys, what are your guilty pleasure video games? Number 15, oh, that was Matthew Roach. Number 16 comes to us from Sweet Like Sugar. Sweet Like Sugar says GoldenEye. This is one time when the default answer is actually correct. I know everyone loves to hate on it, but it's fun just to walk around in the environments and listen to the music. Sometimes I just wander around with paintball mode and do a little painting and remodeling. While I'm not as good as I used to be, it's still fun to boot up and play every once in a while, says Sweet Like Sugar. That's so funny because that's like the ongoing joke here on the SARUSHOW about GoldenEye being the default answer for stuff. And this is an instance where it's an actual answer. Wait, people hate on GoldenEye? I thought every N64 loves GoldenEye. I think it was a popular game for sure. Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable. I didn't. Those
Kim
I
Possible was 2000s.
Yeah, I was in my 20s. I was drinking and having adult activities at that time.
Call me, reach me if you want. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. That's the theme song.
Call me, beat me?
Yeah, because they had a pagers.
Oh, beep me?
Beat me.
Oh, I thought you said beat me. I was like, she was like, call me, beat me, choke me out, daddy.
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Call me, beat me. Beep me, okay. Call me, beep me.
Beat me if you want to reach me.
It sounds like you're saying beat me.
Beep.
Call me, beat me.
Beep.
Beat me.
Beep.
If you want to choke me. Destructor says, I could never play GoldenEye. Gave me motion sickness. Pretty much every old FPS does that to me. Think it's something to do with low frame rates back then. Gravity Falls, best Disney cartoon show ever. Naked mole rat. What are we talking about?
Still, Kim Possible.
Oh,
They had
okay.
naked romance. Naked beating.
Naked beating. I thought he said beat me, right? That's what I'm
No.
saying. Call me, beat me. Give me a spanking. I'm like, what kind of show was this? All right, let's see here. Number 17 comes to us from Beto. Beto says, just dance. Interesting. I can see how Just Dance is a guilty pleasure for a lot of people, though. I could see that. All right. Before we get on to the next one, should we do the charm giveaway? Because then we got to do the game giveaway, and then it's game over. And then it's game over. And for another 2 weeks, you guys. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do the charm giveaway, which was the link that's been up there for like the last hour. We're going to do that now. If you win the charm giveaway, you can pick any charm that's up on sarumaru.com. Just pick any charm and we will send it to you. We will send it to you along with some crack. Call me, beat me, if you want to choke me. Alright, here we go, you guys. Here we go, you guys. Jenai says, sounds like Ridge Racer music. Ridge Racer. I almost bought the arcade 1-up of that Ridge Racer thing. I was so tempted to. Because it was like on sale for $2.99. I was like, that's kind of cool. But then I didn't buy it. Because I don't really have like use for it. I don't really have use for arcade 1-up. But I was tempted to. I was very tempted. Alright.
Give you 1 minute.
We're going to do the winner of the charm. As soon as it wants to respond. I don't know if it's the browser or if it's the Mac. The Mac. Yep.
Is it working now?
Okay. And who is the winner for our weekly charm giveaway?
It is GT Bickerman.
Beakermans, you are the winner to the weekly charm giveaway, courtesy of Mark Dell. Thank you very much, Mark Dell, for making that possible. He donated the charm giveaway today. And Beakermans is the winner. Beakermans, are you here?
If not, it's okay because Bickerman
is elite, so it doesn't matter. He doesn't have to be here.
You don't have to be here.
Yeah, elite, you don't have to be here because you get a box automatically, so we throw it in your box regardless if you're here or not. If you are not elite, though, you do have to claim it. Just like the Gachapon thing, you do have to say, I'm here, but Beakerman doesn't. because he's elite. So congratulations to GT Beakerman for that charm. We will reach out to him in the Discord and let him know that he has won, and he can pick whatever charm he wants. And we will send it to him in his box. All of the boxes are going out next week, so anyone who has re-upped their Patreon stuff or sarumaru.com, if you don't like Patreon, will get the box. If you are not a member of the Saru Crew Elite and you do join it prior to Monday, you will still get the box of goodies. So keep that in mind. Congrats to GT Beakerman. The winner is the world well-worded answers is always Merox. Oh no! We forgot to read Merox's. We have to go back. Okay, we still have 3 more anyway though.
Yeah.
We have 3 more.
And then Merox.
No, we have 2 more and then Merox. Let's do Merox's next actually, because this is super long. Alright. We just did the charm giveaway. Next is Merox75 says, after spending more time pondering this question than any human being probably should spend on pretty much any question, I must say that this one almost broke me. Probably the first time that this has happened. It may seem so innocuous to ask someone about their guilty pleasures, and I must admit that I first gleefully smiled at the notion of listening to all of the varied answers that might potentially crop up. However, as I try to write down one of the more several specific products which would constitute a guilty pleasure of mine, I find myself unable to do so. I quickly disregarded most of the instinctual notions to this problem, that being perhaps that my taste was simply so impeccable as to not having any game which could qualify as a suitable choice for this week's show. A quick parallel to my taste in movies which demolish this position can easily be seen in perhaps too many unembarrassed fondness for old live-action Super Mario movies. A bit of a shame, as it would have been funny to present myself in such a bumptious veneer, only to have it promptly picked apart by my fellow Saru Crew members. As isn't rare when an answer eludes one's mind to questions like this, the problem I had was to specify the premise in a manner for which an answer could be found. As I wrote earlier, we have probably been down this road many times before. I found potential answers all the way through my collection, but they were consistently explained away as not a guilty pleasure, but rather than something else, a misunderstood classic, or perhaps just a very niche product. The definition I eventually landed on, which I found out not only to be the most useful but also the most palatable, was that I was looking at a game which I enjoyed, despite not being able to really explain why, or perhaps even though that I really shouldn't. A game where I could make a list of pros and cons based on my own expectations with the game, and where the cons honestly and clearly outweigh the pros. This is a definition which doesn't consider what that others might think about. Of what others might think about, maybe, is as a chosen game, as I found that any did to be entirely inept. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. Placating such ideas was the route, I guess, because of my problems with finding a solid answer to the question. To explain this with an example, Sonic R is not a guilty pleasure of mine. I love that game, but I don't feel guilty about it at all, not one iota. I can't explain precisely why I enjoy playing it. For an example, I understand that the controls work, which are very responsive, albeit a bit unique. How those matches with the track design, and can objectively be amazed by the game's technical performance relative to its intended time and hardware. My 2 biggest complaints about the game is that I would want 1 or 2 more tracks to explore, and for the split-screen multiplayer to be a bit better implemented. Whether or not most people or anyone else can understand or find entertainment with the title is entirely immaterial to if I should feel guilty about doing so, as I have not only found entertainment in it, but I can specify why I haven't done so and explain its good, how its good qualities outshines its flaws. So, without further ado, my guilty pleasure would probably be Floating Runner for the PS1. There might be more games that I can think of, but as I am the succinct battler, I won't drag this on for any longer than needed. I think you don't understand what succinct means. This is an early explorative polygonal 3D platformer with a heavy emphasis on running and gunning. To name some of the game's flaws, the camera is zoomed in and angled in an almost comically useless way. The enemies are relentless, exploiting the camera's limits with what will feel like a deep and personal sense of vengeance. Your starting weapon has a weird arch to its bullets, often leaping over and missing small trees. Dying has almost no meaning, as you can continue from the exact same spot from where you died from most of the game. This is truly what would be described as a bit of a ponderous mess. Fascinating how much they didn't get right. And yet, I still kind of like this game. Enough so that I own both a PAL copy and a Japanese one. Although part of the reason behind me tracking down a Japanese copy was that it was incredibly cheap. And with some great box art to boot. Rather than my own enjoyment of the gameplay, but I digress. With a gun to my head, pretty much all of the praise I could ever shower upon it would be that. It runs fairly smoothly, the music is popping, and the sidestep is kind of fun to use, albeit a bit unwieldy. And I guess the lack of textures is charming. A game I don't really like for what it is, but for more of what it almost could be, as if its entire experience is covered by a self-imposed illusion. And also because I still kind of like it for some reason, somehow, says Merox. Interesting. Let's see. Beakerman. Is Beakerman here? Or are people still saying Beakerman? I don't feel guilty. Dead or Alive Extreme 3 is mine. Extreme Beach Boobies. Extreme Booby Ball. So next time we are going to be talking about niche games then.
Good night,
Destructo. Falling asleep, night peeps. Look what you did, Merox. You made Destructo just fall asleep. I hope you feel good about yourself. We need some masterpiece theater music while reading. No shit. Usually answers are not that long. Those are specifically Merox's answers. He gets a kick out of writing lots of words. He likes his fluff words. A treatise of the guiltiest of pleasures. But do you have Extreme 3 Venus Vacation? Censored on PS4, uncensored on Switch. Very cool. I have Extreme 3 for Switch. Portable lewdness. Take those boobs wherever you go. All right, number 13. Number 13 didn't leave a name, but this person said, "Oh, this was Famicom Collecting, I believe." He said this was his. Any games from the Senran Kagura series or Hyperdimension Neptunia? Right? That was you. That was you. All right. Next one comes to us from, let's see, we did Matthew Roach. GoldenEye was sweet. Bitter Almonds. Bitter Almonds says, anything with 80s and 90s anime cutscenes is my jam, regardless of how bad the game is. I wish Dragon Knight for the PC Engine had come out here in the US on the TurboGrafx. I know there was Knights of Centaur as a PC game, but I wanted PC Engine games so bad. Time Gal for sure. I did not get to play it at all, but this is the kind of game I could spend hours just looking at. Also, all those pervy mahjong and puzzle games. Pretty much anything Gals Panic, says Bitter Almonds. It says Bitter Almonds. I really like the Gals Panic games. They're a lot of fun. But I love puzzle games. I enjoy them so much. I always wanted to make like a puzzle Gals Panic clone type game. I have no idea how I would go about that. Yeah, I always kicks. Pretty much, yeah, it was just kicks with tits. Kicks with tits. And there was even one. Now there needs to be. Is there a kicks with dicks? Because that would rhyme. Knights of Centaur, Metal and Lace, and Megatech. Oh man, Metal and Lace was actually I forgot what it was called in Japan. I don't know if it's called the same But this was way before they localized the game. I had a book, an art book for Metal and Lace, and I got it simply because the artwork was so cute, right? Until I opened the book, and then there was like boobs and vagoos everywhere, and I wasn't expecting that at all. And I remember my friend Jay was like, "Can I borrow this book?" And then I was like, "Yeah, you can borrow it." And I remember going into the bathroom and it being in like the reading material basket. I'm like, do I want this book back? I think I left it. No, I think I did take it back. Actually, I think I took it back. But I used to harass the Megatech customer service hotline. Really? How do you do that? Just call them and just... By what? I'm curious. Senran Kagura massage game. That's a thing, right? I was a 90s weeb with no shame. Famicom Collecting says Automedius is pretty fun. I have the US Xbox 360 version. Automedius is that shmup, right? Isn't it a shmup? The artwork looks familiar. It almost looks like the girls in Sergeant Frog. That game exists on the Switch. Which one? Automedius?
Oisara was not used to what was in that book.
I was like 13 or 14, so I had already seen stuff like the Overfiend and stuff, so I pretty much knew what was in that book. But I knew what all the parts were. I just did not expect it to be. I remember I opened the book and I'm like paging through, and it has girls like in poses. It had the one blonde girl, she's like kicking, and then the next thing she's just like whoa. That is her Vago.
That is her Vago.
It was a lot. I have Automedius on 360. I actually found a copy years ago at a dollar store sealed for $3. Holy shit. I used to call these game companies for catalogs and demos in the 90s, and they would send me a ton of game mail. That's awesome. It's because it is done by Yoshitaka Mine, same artist from Sergeant Frog. Ah, okay. Well, that makes sense. I always saw that game and I was like, oh, it looks like Sergeant Frog Girls. I always thought, I never knew that. I didn't know that, but I would look at that and I was like, it looks like Sergeant Frog. So that's cool. I didn't know that. Did not know. Jedi says I used to call these. Oh, I read that already. Ew. Jesse, you dirty little plaything. How's it going, says Shell?
Hi, Shell.
Hey, Lava.
Hey, Lava.
I'm a hot, sexy plaything with a passion for sweet. All right, and did I read all of them? Did I read Bitter Almonds? I did read Bitter Almonds. That's how we started talking about.
You have it.
Talking about all the dirty games. All the dirty games.
Going down. It might.
No,
19?
that's it.
Okay.
That's it. Oh no, there's one more. We have one more. This one is from Monkey Death. I almost missed one. All right. Monkey Death says his guilty pleasure game is PM Club Drive on the Atari Jaguar. It seems everyone hates this game, but multiplayer tag split screen was so damn fun back in the day. My memories, I'm sure, fogged my mind on how good the game was. Also, theme park on the Jaguar was a ton of fun. I played it recently for a few minutes, and it was exactly how I remembered it. Interesting. Even got that special Automedius gorgeous touchpad joystick for 360. What does it mean? What does touchpad joystick mean? Does it have like raised bumps that you can touch? Raised bumps. Speaking of raised bumps, I have a design for a Yuki mouse pad that I wanted to do, but it's so expensive to do. Maybe I should just take pre-orders and see how many pre-orders I can get for it. And if I get enough, then we'll do them, because they're expensive. You gotta do like 300 at a time. It's like, who's gonna buy 300 Bowie mouse pads? It's like, fuck. Although I'm not a Club Drive fan, it's nice to see another Jaguar owner. Oh yeah, Monkey Death has all the Jaguar stuff. He has CD too. He has Jaguar CD stuff and CD games. He's got all of the Jaguar stuff, including the add-on toilet. Let's see here. Shell says, morning, Marox. Did you leave the long answer? What do you think? What do you think, Shell? What do you think? What do you think he did? Relaxing bumps, says Mineralness. They're stress bumps. They're used to release stress. I think yes. You would think correct. An abbreviated version of it. Jesus Christ, that was your abbreviated version? Good Lord, are you trying to like make me die of shortness of breath? It used to be where like Marok's answers didn't faze me, and then after COVID, for some reason, like I'm always like short of breath. So by the time I'm done reading Marok's answer, I'm like, I didn't even know I have a computer, but I'd buy a mouse pad. I didn't even have a computer, but I'd buy a mouse pad, a Yuki Booby mouse pad. Well, maybe we'll make it. We will make it happen. I gotta make the Genesis cards first, though. We're getting that stuff ready. Hopefully by January we've got Genesis Yuki stuff going, because here is prototype Yukis. Genesis Yukis are coming soon, you guys. And Genesis Yukis, by the way, I'm not gonna make a large number of them, but they will come with something special. They will come with a special unreleased item, and that unreleased item is going to be the OST of the chiptune soundtrack for the very first time, which was something that was not possible due to agreements, but I have paid lots of money to make such agreements, different agreements, so hopefully I can make up on that with that soundtrack.
And that's going to be what, the first 100?
Yeah, I think the first 100 will get the OST. And it's gonna be a different design. The jacket design is gonna be different. We're also gonna be reprinting at some point the original soundtrack for the PC Engine game as well. So if you guys who missed out on the PC Engine soundtrack, we'll probably reprint another 100 of those.
And those will be first come first serve, right?
Yeah. First come first serve, basically.
The first 100.
Yeah, the first 100. Basically, SaruPro has dibs first before anybody else, and then whatever is left over from that is gonna goes to the public. But SaruPro people will get first dibs on the whatchamacallit, the new Mega Drive re-release with the chiptune soundtrack.
Elite will be first, and then after.
Right, it'll go in the order of your tiers, so Elite will be first, and so on and so forth. But there's plenty for everyone in the SaruPro, and then the rest will go to the website. So SaruPro first, then the rest of the limited soundtrack ones will go to the website, and then everything else. I think though we're gonna try to make maybe 200 copies of the cart version. So there will be another 100, which will just be like a regular release that everybody could get. And then later on, I might redo the soundtrack. If I do, I'll probably do it in like those little sleevey cases. But I want to do it on one of those. The new design that I have for the Yuki one is going to have Jenny on the cover. And Jenny's going to have headphones this time. Because I don't know if you guys remember the soundtrack. Do I have a soundtrack here? I think I do. I don't have a soundtrack. But if you remember the soundtrack, it has Yuki, like, she's holding her headphones. The Genesis chiptune one will have Jenny holding the headphones. And then there will be a redesign of the soundtrack re-release. We'll have Yuki with headphones, but a different design for that one as well. So, yes! Yuki stuff. More Yuki stuff. Funny how the black sheep of the Yukis will be the most desired. I think it's because it's on cartridge and we only made so many of them, right? Because we made like 2,000 PC Engine copies, like 1,000 Dreamcast copies, and only 300 of these. And of those 300, half of those went to Kickstarter people because they had already paid for their Kickstarter copies of Yuki. So then in actual circulation, there were really only like 150 copies of the Genesis game. So they went super quick because there was so little to go around. Yay, Jenny, the true protagonist, is getting some more attention. She's the real star. Takeda would agree with you. He comes into this chat sometimes. He's mostly on Twitch now, but he would agree with you on that sentiment. He is a big fan of Jenny. Also, deleting your money on your account. Man, I need to turn a profit on this stuff because I need to. It needs to happen, or I think we'll sell everything. I'm hoping. I think we have enough Yuki fans that we can sell all the stuff. But it needs to be necessary. I'll go more into those details. I don't want to do that. I'll do it in the Discord. I'll talk about that in the Discord. I don't want to do it here publicly. As far as like,
Sweets has the rarest Genesis of card of Yuki.
She does. She has hand-drawn Yukis. That Yuki, the one that Sweet Like Sugar bought, that drawing was done at Game On Expo when we were promoting FX Unit Yuki. It was a hand-drawn Yuki that I did at the convention because people were huddling around, right? So I started drawing, and people were watching me draw. So it was cool. It was cool, and but I didn't give the drawing to anybody. I just kept it. Because I was going to scan it. I wanted to scan the drawing. And I've since done so. But I didn't want to give away the drawing at the show. Because I wanted to scan it for the art book. Which is another thing that's coming as well. So if anybody wants to pre-order the art book in a month, you can. Because I am making physical art books as well. Which are long overdue. Preparing FX Unit Yuki on Genesis is a weird feeling. Especially... playing FX Unit Yuki is a weird feeling, especially when you know the story. It's like, this is awkward. I know, isn't it? It's weird. It's like backwards. Some Switch games can be played via keyboard and mouse if you have it docked. Interesting. Hammock Collecting says, I feel like the Genesis version would be pretty popular because the console is more common. That's probably what I think too, but I think it's also the reason why we sold out of them like immediately is because there were not a lot. And so people always want what it's hard to get. Art book pre-orders, I will be there for that pre-order. Actually, I might not do pre-orders. The only reason I like doing pre-orders is so that I have the money to do it up front. But I also feel like maybe it's easier. I'll have to think about it. Because now you can buy the comic book easily, right? Even though I took a pre-order on the comic book. So if anybody who pre-ordered the comic book on the SaruPro, if you didn't get it, let me know. I think we got them all out to you guys, though. I think SaruPro already got their comics, right? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, SaruPro got their comics. But now, it's like you can easily buy it on Amazon, and it's Prime, so it's like... so yeah, maybe I will do a pre-order for the art book. We need another Saru drawing live stream someday. I can't wait for the secret camera installed in the room to zoom in. Oh, you can get the comic book in print? Yeah, the comic book's available. It's been on Amazon. This is my pre-production copy, but yeah, you can get it on print. I am lowering the price on it. Right now it has a price of $14.44. I have no idea why. I didn't price it that. But wait a bit, because I'm gonna change the price, but it takes a few days for Amazon printing to reflect it. Because the price for this, I want it to be $9.99. I'm going to put it up for $9.99 for the book. So just wait for me to change the price on it. And then get it. Because for some reason, I have no idea why it was... At first, we set it to $19.99 because we didn't want anybody to buy it. And then we changed it to what I thought was $9.99. But it's like $14.44. I don't know why. So if you're looking to buy the book... I will change it, and if I can remember next week, I'll remind you guys. Not next week, but in a couple of weeks when we do the show. But it's the original Instagram comic that is up for free. You can read it for free. You don't have to buy the book. This has always been a free webcomic. FX Unit Yuki started off as a free webcomic. You can always read it for free. This is basically just all of the... The reason why this was squared is because FX Unit Yuki started off as an Instagram comic. So now I locked myself into this like square format, which is weird for a comic book. But I kind of like it. I kind of like how it's like big and easy to see, because maybe like, children might like it. There's nothing in here that's like lewd or anything. I mean, Yuki says, holy crap. And then there's one part where Nobuyuki is flirting with Kenta for a brief second before they're interrupted by Master N.
Good night, Shell.
Good night, Shell. Thanks for stopping in.
Good night, Sticks.
Good night, Sticks. But yeah, if you guys want a physical book, you can get them on Amazon right now. But just wait for me to change the price because it's at a weird price. It should have been $9.99. $14.44. I'm so sorry. I'm not made of money. I thought we were friends. I don't know why is $14.44. It's so freaking weird. I don't get it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and update that as soon as possible. Do we have anything else? That's it. We did our giveaway. Yep. Oh no, the game giveaway.
Yeah, the game giveaway. I thought you were done with everything else.
That's
I
read
the last thing.
Oh, it was? Okay. All right. So now the only thing that's left to give away is the video game giveaway for this week, you guys. Video game giveaway.
Yes.
Video game giveaway.
It shows $19.99 on their end.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be $9.99. All right. There's just video game giveaway.
Good thing I have my pants on today.
He doesn't like pandas. Don't like pants. Plumbers don't wear ties. Pandas don't wear pants.
Oops.
All right. Yugi says crap. Totally kid. Inappropriate. I'm going to take this to the Canadian government for this comment to be banned. Good thing I have plenty of pants on today.
Good thing I have pants on today.
Oh. Pandas don't wear pants. No pants panda. All right. Game giveaway?
Yeah.
Game
I already
giveaway.
have a person.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
All right. We have a winner.
Person is Randrick.
Randrick, you're the winner of the video game giveaway. Man, he's been on a lucky streak, huh? Randrick. Didn't he win something recently?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that he had like gachapons and stuff?
No, that was Matthew last week.
Oh, okay. I thought Randrick won something. I know Randrick has something going to him. Doesn't he?
I gotta check the...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure something's going to Randrick too. Okay,
yeah, the Switch game.
Oh, is that it?
That's it, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought something. Okay, we'll talk about it in a bit.
Oh yeah, he wants it from the big box. Gotcha. That was 2 months ago.
No, don't throw things. This is what I have to deal with, you guys. What I have to deal with. All right, well, congratulations to Randrick. Very cool, very cool. That will go with Randrick. Jazz hands. Jazz hands. That'll go to Randrick. Randrick has another thing coming already, which is good. So we'll send him that along with his other thing. We picked him up something he asked us to get for him here because it was cheaper in the US than it was in Canada. So we grabbed him that. And now he has something that he has to pick from the game box. But he has to pick in the next week because we're sending stuff out. So hopefully he picks it soon. Hopefully he picks it quickly. Rand won. That's pretty rad. Yep, Randrick won the video game giveaway.
He wants to donate his games to medical science.
Started doing the PCE robot dance. All right, you guys. We have been at it for 3 hours and something minutes. 17 minutes. Which is pretty good. I think we talked a lot this week. I also think that's why if we skip a week, I feel like we have a lot more to talk about.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're like just waiting for the Saturday show, which is cool. All right, you guys. Well, that's going to be it for this show. I really appreciate everyone stopping in. Oh, shit, and Borderline is still here. He says, good stream this week, yo. Thank you for being here. I'm Borderlines. Rander said he wants to donate his games to medical science. I didn't see that. I was too busy doing convulsing.
Sweet Like Sugar's still here too.
Robot dances. Sweet Like Sugar is still here. It's like super late for you guys, so I really appreciate you guys on the East Coast being here still, because it's like 3 in the morning almost for you guys, right? It's like super late, so I appreciate it. I appreciate it for all you guys who are here. Almost 3 a.m. Super appreciate it. Now, I need to remind you guys, I started a new Twitch schedule this week. I didn't tell anybody, but now the new Twitch schedule adds another day of me streaming. Monday is going to be the return of Sega Mega Mondays, but on Twitch. If you guys remember, I used to do Sega Mega Mondays here on YouTube. Sega Mega Mondays is coming back. I was going to wait until next year to start doing them, but I think I'm just going to start doing them now. And then if I can't make it, I'll just let you guys know, hey, I can't do it. But this Monday, I'm going to go ahead and do Sega Mega Monday, almost midnight. Here says Bitter Almonds. Where's Bitter Almonds? I don't know if you mentioned it. I probably have forgotten. I don't know where Bitter Almendras.
Hey, thank you, Sweet Like Sugar, for the Google form too.
And yes, everyone, thanks Sweet Like Sugar for that awesome form. Super, super cool. Makes things super easy for us to use that instead of Gleam. We're going to be migrating to that form permanently at the beginning of 2023 with all these other changes in 2023. The big changes are, we've already started doing them. Obviously, the big changes is we're pushing Print Club to a month forward so that we're not doing it in December. It's always such a fucking mess to try to get everything out in December, and some people don't get their boxes, and it's a huge mess. So we moved it to January. We're doing it in January. It's going to be much better in terms of people getting stuff when they're supposed to. So that's one of the big changes for 2023. The Twitch schedule has changed for 2023, so it's not just Tuesday and Friday. It's now Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It used to be Tuesday, Friday, and then every Saturday. That's why I'm adding another day to the streaming schedule, is because we're dropping one day on Saturday every other week. So SARUSHOW has been moved every other week instead of every week, but we also gain Sega Mega Mondays on Monday. The Wednesday show will still be random, so instead of being Random Retro Tuesday, it'll be Random Retro Wednesday. It doesn't really flow as good, in my opinion, but that's what we're going to do. There is a link to the... That's the wrong link, by the way.
Oh,
that's the wrong link. Don't click on that link. But you have to do it on the thing, I think. And then just delete it. Delete. Please delete. Orange County, California. I think you said that. I think you mentioned you were in California. California. Californians. But, yeah, we're originally Californians. I was born in Los Angeles. And Jesse was born in San Jose. In the Bay. I was born in the middle of downtown. In the dump.
The dump.
I was born right in the dump, you guys. I'm a dumpster baby. Dumpster baby. Cali gang. Oh, that's right. Famicom Collecting was in, like... Where were you at? In, like, Fresno or something, right? I don't remember. Somewhere around there. I don't remember. Fresno or Madera or...
Cool.
Famicom Collecting?
Merced.
Okay, I was close. Kinda. Sorta. Sorta close. Kinda. In the ghetto. In the get. Saru was born in the get. Yeah, I was born in downtown LA. And it's horrible down there. Well, I'd say it might be better now. I don't know. But I lived across the street from the hospital I was born from for a while. And it was shitty. I lived in a building that was born in like... It was made in like 1902. And the building used to have a dumbwaiter, and the dumbwaiter was hollowed out. But for some reason, sometimes after midnight, you would hear the dumbwaiter, even though the dumbwaiter is not there anymore. But you would still hear it. It was really weird. That building was totally haunted. It was super haunted. There we go. There it is. There is the correct Twitch link. If you're not following me on Twitch, make sure that you do so.
Thank you, Matthew Roach.
Hopefully that link works. I don't think it does. I think you did something wrong. I think you fucked it up. Oh, no, it works. Okay, good. Goods. There you go.
But also, thank you, Matthew Roach. I know, this is weird over here on this side, yeah.
I didn't think it would because the happy face is, like, stuck to it, so I didn't know if it was going to work or not. Dumbwaiters are dangerous as hell. I mean, they're not used anymore, you know, but, like, this building hadn't had a dumbwaiter working since, like, I think they hollowed it out in, like, 1942 or something like that. Where it wasn't even being used anymore, or like in the 50s, I don't remember. But it had not been used for many, many years. And it was like painted over. But for some reason, there was times at night where you could still hear the dumbwaiter. So, but it's fun to hide in dumbwaiters. I would not. Who would hide in one? That sounds terrifying. That sounds like nightmares. Like nightmares. California, says Bitter Almonds. California, middle of buttfuck Egypt, says Famicom Collecting. I've never been. I have no idea what Merced is like or what is even there, but I assume not a whole lot.
Fields and like farming and just lots of fruit.
Lots of fruits.
Or
fields and fields and fields.
Fresno has lots of like oranges and stuff like that. I remember me and my friend got chased by cops.
People get into those crazy accents. Merced is Central Cali. Says Bitter Almonds.
Security.
Let's see. Me easily. I would hide in the dumbwaiter. Thanks, horror games.
They have dairy cows there, Merced.
SLO and Bakersfield. We have dairy cows there.
It smells like poop. Fresno,
Lindsay, Santa Maria. They see me rolling. They hating. All right, you guys. We're going to go ahead and take off for the night because we're going to go do... I don't know what we're going to do. We're probably going to eat or something. Even though we just ate before the show. We're probably going to eat again. We like to eat. We like to eat. We is big boys.
We're getting donuts.
We're getting donuts. Oh, that's right. Jesse wanted donuts. That's right. I got to take Jesse to get donuts. Because if I don't, he's going to start climbing on the furniture. So I need to get him donuts. Jesse wants donuts. So we'll get Jesse some donuts. He'll shut the fuck up while he eats his donuts. Because if I don't, he starts tearing up all the cushions. He starts taking the paint off the walls. It's quite a mess. Remember, kids, dumbwaiters, not even once. They're just not worth it. Activated Complex, what is up? Welcome. Long time no see. How you doing?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a minute. All right, you guys. So remember, Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch around the same time, 8-ish o'clock. I was gonna try to start earlier on Mondays though, because I feel like Mondays are harder for people to get to. So I was thinking about doing 6 on Monday, 7 on Wednesday, 8 on Friday, but we'll see. At least count at the very least at 8 p.m. ish. If I don't keep to that earlier schedule, it'll at least be around 8 o'clock. And the next SARUSHOW question is already up. Is it? Did we put up the SARUSHOW question?
No, not yet.
Okay. Do you want to put it up before we end it so people have it?
It's up to you.
Yeah, we should do it. We should always have it before the end of the show.
Where's that paper?
All right, we're not leaving just yet because he's going to generate the Gleam question. I don't know. Did you? It's over there. I think you took it.
No, this is something else.
Well, I mean, I can just tell you what it is.
Yes, sure.
Or I can just type it if you want to just set it up.
Oh yeah, it's way better.
I'll just type it. All right, we're gonna set up the Gleam question for those of you who are here. If you want to go ahead and grab that link, really quick. Everyone's already leaving. Everyone say bye. Everyone's like later, guys. Bye, bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Give me a second.
They probably know that you say bye like 50 times.
I know. I say bye for like half an hour every time. I'm like, okay, goodbye. I'm still here. Saru, hurry, log off. Jesse is starting to rip the cushions and tear the paint off. He will soon. If I don't get him his donuts, he's gonna start doing all kinds of stuff. And then he'll make a tiny poop in the middle of the kitchen.
Okay.
All right. So it was. What? What is it again? What? 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 Niche. Oops. Games /
Here it is.
Okay. Thank you. That makes it much easier. Niche games / series you enjoy that others don't know about. May not know about.
Is this where we say goodbye, but the stream? But is the stream for one more hour? Says Mackenzie.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live.
Damn it. I'm just kidding. Oh, yeah, we're doing the weekly question. Yeah, that's good. No.
No. Okay.
Then I have to say what are.
No, you're right.
It's just better to keep it kind of short. People know it's still a question, and they just answer it. And they still answer it.
Oops, wrong one.
I need to do a line or two.
And then we'll do a.
And then we'll kiss.
There it is.
All right, there is next SaruShow question, which will happen the Saturday after next. It is niche games that you enjoy that others may not know about. What are some niche games or series that you enjoy that might not be super familiar to the rest of us, or that other people may not know? I feel like that part is redundant because that's kind of what makes a niche game. But just to clarify, because when I don't clarify, people are like, whoa. So that's what that means. This is the Saru After Dark special. Yes.
With donuts.
With donuts.
I want donuts.
It's donut time. Sorry, I think Panda just completely destroyed the hinges in some games. He wants too long. He waited too long for donuts.
He read my mind.
He's already eating them. It's where you say bye but keep talking for half an hour. That's pretty much what happens. Star Knights says activate a complex. All right, so there is the new. Is it linked? Is that the one? Is that the link?
That's it right here.
The new question is up at the top of your chat. So make sure that you guys copy that link. Make sure you start answering. Start answering now. But it'll probably be like the same, like the day before. A bunch of people start answering.
We'll also put it on Google Docs.
Oh, you made it on Gleam?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So who has to do that?
It's really sugar, but I feel like I want her to teach me how to do it. That way I could do it myself.
Oh,
so
okay.
Maybe in person when she comes this week, she can
She
show me.
can teach you. Gotcha. Okay, so there it is on the Gleam link. Because I noticed a lot of people used the Google Doc form.
Yeah. It was half and half.
Oh. Well, fuck. All right, but yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I guess we can continue to do it that way. Because the Gleam link is also really easy to quickly put it together too, right? Like during the show.
Yeah.
So that people can answer it. But all right, there is the question. Make sure you click on the link. We have been at it for 3 hours and a half, so we're going to go ahead and take off. But thanks, everyone, for stopping in tonight. I really appreciate everyone stopping in. And now I'm just repeating. Thank you, Bushin Ryucat, for the donation. Thank you, Mark Dell, for the donation as well. Thank you, Cerulean, for putting in towards the charm. Matthew Roach for putting in towards the charm.
I'm
Borderline for going in on the charm. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. You guys made tonight super fun and magical, as always. I really appreciate everyone stopping in tonight, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.